Okay, looks like the stream is running. Let me double check that. Okay, you should be there, Garrett. Can
I
the
am here.
okay. Let me ping Jared really quick. Okay, so I do believe that we are back. It looks like it's recording still. I'm not 100% sure.
If
Trying to
folks
get
can hear us yet,
confirmation. I'm sorry.
if folks on Twitch can hear us yet,
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Okay, so yes, we are back. Thank you. I got
awesome.
confirmation from the wonderful, amazing, stupendous, supreme Jared Napolitano and Chris and other people in the chat. So let Robbie know that he can go back to playing.
I think Robbie's just filling in the tech support. That was, we
So
talked about it a little bit. Robbie was, is the on-site tech support and made day two
yeah,
while
not
doing it, which is pretty darn
not
impressive.
easy. Yeah,
Like he's doing a lot of work here, and it's awesome to, one of those things like our volunteers do so much and everybody works so hard just to put this on for folks. So, so it looks like since we left, Robbie killed Blizzard 4, which we knew was going on.
and nobody died,
Dennis threw down another Blizzard 4, used it to get Erica, moved Erica over to the third marker.
which is only a drain of one now.
Yep. But also, Robbie didn't move anyone in to go against Vader, which is a little bit of a surprise. And now Dennis is point manning and getting an Emperor shuttle. Okay.
Yeah, being that you can go down, possibly get rid of the Yularen and the R2, not a bad idea.
No, and especially if Robbie's not flipped yet to get around
Yeah,
the
I don't think he is.
Robbie doesn't have much in hand. Like,
No, he does not. And that's kind of scary. Like you would think he would have like a rebel leadership or something.
yeah, I mean, he does have battle order satisfied right now, so he's going to push some damage through here on his turn. And
Some
let's
damage.
see.
It's 4 damage.
Yeah, no, it's some damage. That's
Now, Arica has to be outside of the walkers to actually retrieve. So, and I think
correct.
Dennis
And
just noticed that. So
yeah,
he is in his move phase.
no, I think he was just looking at something else. Erica was out of the
Well, he
walker.
got her from Blizzard 4 and then walked her over.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, we're on
he's
Robbie's turn. So this is a turn where I think Robbie does need to get some more cards in his hand. We
yeah.
know he's got a queen in his hand. We also know that he has a Qui-Gon Jinn Serene Jedi in his hand as well.
I think what I'd like to see Robbie do potentially is just go. Did he? Oh, I was sure he activated and he was going to drain. And Dennis like, hold on,
Yeah.
let me command, and then during activate. I think what I'd like to see out of Robbie is drop the Qui-Gon, move everybody into the hallway, or at least move Qui-Gon and Panaka into the hallway,
Why? No, you don't want to get
or
Panaka.
even Qui-Gon.
Yeah, I
I
was
think
gonna
he
say,
might be okay with just Qui-Gon. He's alone. He'll draw.
yeah.
Total best. Yeah, just
He
move
needs a
Qui-Gon in,
saber.
and
He
yeah,
obviously does need a saber, so that's part of like one of the things. But
assuming you can
yeah,
get the saber, yeah, I think you just move him in and go for it. And Robbie grabs the command, which I think is a solid grab. You're going to be facing it in space otherwise. So, but yeah, Robbie's got to go after Vader. He's got to get himself flipped.
yeah, I agree. Like he wants to get, even though like Dennis has Imperial Decree out. You really want to.
Oh, Dennis just lost 3 commands in 4 cards.
He also lost the ball.
Yeah,
Like
that is.
that's not the best. Yeah, he has Kit Fisto off, so he can easily just move the saber from Kit to Qui-Gon, move Qui-Gon into the hall. The other thing is he can move Kit Fisto straight from the courtyard to the throne room.
Oh yeah, Kit's got an extra land speed, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So he could just do that and
I'm a little
flip
surprised,
immediately.
like he just didn't do that turn one.
I almost want to say, did Robbie forget he could do that? But oh, I think he missed the saber pull.
Yeah, he missed the saber pull, but that's fine. Like Justin Desai like pointed out, you can simply just grab a saber off a Kid Fisto and just move in.
Yeah. Of course, then you're leaving Kit there alone for a turn. Like that's still not an ideal spot. Well, whatever you're doing, you don't want to be, as Dennis got to verify and said, well, I see your sense combos. Like I don't think Robbie wants to have Kit alone in the throne room
That's
in
true.
case Dennis is gonna, because that just feels like a Lord Maul or a Maul with Saber coming down and
Yeah.
ruining your day. Like I think going there slower is the plan, and I think now you go swap the Saber.
Well, the other thing is, like, I know, and this might not be ideal. He is now that he has the Resolute on the table, he can shuttle characters up just in case.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's gonna need to, as we see, yep, Yularen moving to the Resolute.
Yeah.
And I think we'll see Qui-Gon move in for free. No,
No,
we
Robbie
don't
just
see
draws.
Qui-Gon. Okay.
Yeah, I got no problem with that. Like
Yeah,
Robbie,
he might not need to.
Dennis right now is just doing 1 point of damage or 2 points of damage, but he has to pay to drain for one.
Well, he's doing 3 because you may start your landing is now hitting for 2.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah, because I don't think he's going to drain at the hallway. It's only a drain of one. I don't think you're going to pay to drain at the third marker. Again, it's only a drain of one. So
yeah, so
if
he's gonna
I'm,
ping for 2 and then he's gonna retrieve 1.
yeah, and
You know,
that's fine. So I mean, Dennis is doing, like you said, two plus retrieving the one.
I went
Robbie doing four right now.
I think that
So
was a Rex and a Mace maybe that Robbie just lost.
looked like Cody and
Cody,
Mace.
yeah. It was a trooper. So
Yeah, if
Dennis
that's
got
Robbie's or if
1 Maul in
that's
there.
Dennis's reserve
That's
deck.
Dennis's reserve. So I'm not sure what he went searching for. Probably document. It looks like he has 2 Mauls in his reserve.
Yeah,
I see it.
and
I
if you're
saw a Lord
Robbie,
Maul and a double bladed Maul.
yeah, if you're Robbie, I'm like all over that. Like I love that.
Yeah, that tells me Robbie can go to the document. And yeah, Robbie could have put out simple tricks that would have suspended the retrieval for the moment because the hallway is not a battleground until Robbie flips.
Yeah.
But I think aim high is probably fine. Like he should have simple tricks, but it's okay. Yeah, we see Dennis is going to get the bridge. I'm not like I get getting the 0 up, but I'm not sure the activation is all that important right now.
No, I agree.
I think it might just be get the 0 out of the deck so you don't accidentally draw it
And you put a
when you
5
really
back
don't
in your
want to.
deck.
Yeah. Robbie's in a pretty good position here, though.
Yeah.
And Robbie shifting the game plan with the WHAP or with the Imperial Decree virtual start to say, fine, I'm not as worried about flipping. I'm going to go, I'll drain for 4. I'll satisfy battle plan and let's see what you can do against it.
Now the other thing is like Robbie kind of wants to get out, or Dennis wants to get out Imperial Decree non-V, so that way he can cancel the force rain bonus from the sabers.
Yeah, he would have liked that. And I could have seen using the We Must Accelerate to go get that instead of the bridge.
Yeah, I agree. While you go ahead and cover, I'm just gonna get my coffee because
All right.
thank you.
So we see the shuttle come down, Emperor shuttle at Hoth. So now Dennis is back to having two battlegrounds, and he's going to satisfy the satisfy battle plan, and Thrawn V as a pilot on there. Justin, I don't think he could have played it naked. I think Robbie's probably got at least one more ship, and I didn't see barriers in his deck. Like playing just the shuttle there, especially if you're not putting Palpatine on it, you're just that's a huge risk. Because if Robbie's got anything, he can go and start, send overflow his way, and that's bad. I don't think he needs to put Palpatine on there. I think the shuttle with Thrawn is enough because you've got the shuttle. I didn't think he'd have two, so a third one wouldn't be a shocker. Like if he's running the Yularen stuff, one more ship would not be that shocking to me. I could see three because he wants to hold Naboo. He put out Naboo. He's intending to hold Naboo. I don't think you're going to try and do that with just the Queen's ship and the Resolute.
I don't think he does. Like, I don't think he has three ships. Like,
he might not. I mean, but again, the risk assessment there is if he has a third ship, Dennis loses the game right there. In all likelihood, if he just throws an empty shuttle down and nothing else.
yeah. And I think Robbie might just want to do because like you said, we saw that there's the two malls in the reserve deck still. I think Robbie could easily just put like Yularen, maybe another character on the Resolute, move those over to Hoth, block that drain. The more important part is now Dennis is able to drain for free, so he's going to be able to get the drain in the courtyard.
Yep.
And
well, if
go, including a Dark Time for the Rebellion combo.
Yeah, Justin, I get what you're saying. I'm all for taking smart risks and taking, risks that are good risks. I think the putting one more card in space isn't huge because frankly, he lost all his commands. Thrawn is not going to do anything in the throne room.
He did retrieve one with Erica.
Yeah, he retrieved one, but he's got one left because I can't imagine he played more than 4 in the deck.
Yeah, there's another lightsaber. I think that one's going to go into Kit Fisto. I think this is where you kind of want to move Kit.
Yeah, I think, or you move
Qui-Gon in front of
Qui-Gon.
Vader, maybe. Like you want to definitely start working your way to the throne room.
Yeah, I mean, and there's Mace.
Yeah,
honestly, now I think you go. Oh, so Mace has the saber, not Kit.
Yeah.
I mean, I could definitely see. I could have seen giving Kit the saber, especially because he's had the Sari combo.
Yeah.
Do the Kit walk 2, do Qui-Gon in front of Vader, and just say, "Look, everywhere here, I'm going to hurt you." And Panaka and Mace, even if Mace doesn't have a saber, is still not an easy get.
No, I was going to say move
in the
Panaka
courtyard
up to the Resolute, give yourself some forfeit value. If he's got a leadership, move Yularen and the Resolute over in front of Thrawn. Like Robbie's got so many options, and I love it.
Yeah, no, Robbie's full of options right now as he uses Kit to draw a card.
Momo, yeah, Momo's _ TTV. I'm hoping that's well, I was gonna say I was hoping that was they're through with us, but right now is a really good time to get into Star Wars CCG. With the easiest and best way to play being on the online site called GEMP. Morgan. Okay, Morgan. Yeah, right now GEMP is a free online program that you can play all your Star Wars CCE games. It's a wonderful site and it's all free. Yeah, GEMP is amazing. Like you can play open, you can play retro, you can play drafts, you can play sealed. Like it's just a wonderful way to play. And like I said, it's free. That's how a lot of people like to play to prepare for all these live
So
events.
Robbie moves everybody. I don't love that.
I don't love moving the
He gives away the battle plan, and he's not moving to Hoth. Although he saved a whole bunch of force.
kind of like that though. I like the saving of the force, but like I said,
So,
I agree. He didn't do anything to because he's going to take 3 damage this turn.
oh, Morgan, you were at World. Were you at Worlds in DC? I think I remember meeting you there. Like I'm kind of in the same boat as you are. I sold all my cards a
Oh
bunch of years
wow,
ago
yeah.
now, and I came back to the game because of GEMP. Like being able to play online brought me back to the game, and my wife likes to point out I sold my cards. I'm like, I don't think I'm ever going to play again. Probably, I might just occasionally go to fun stuff and let people build decks for me. And now I've got a whole office full of cards again, and I'm right back where I was. And it is unfortunate. Now, the other thing I'll tell you, and this is part of the community, like if you're going to go to an event, there'll be someone who will build you a deck.
Yeah.
Like I'll make a blanket offer right now on Twitch for the whole internet. If you come to an event in Minnesota and you need to borrow cards or a deck or anything, tell me and I'll get it done.
It might
Like
not be
I'll
well,
my
oh,
collection's good
okay.
enough. I'll probably be able to build you almost anything, honestly.
I want you to build me Hunt Down with 4 Emperors.
All right. There's a new virtual emperor. I can make that happen. So it's the game's in such a good spot right now, and it's so fun to play, and the community is really so good. Like all the people here are just awesome, and that's a huge thing. So we see Dennis did his.
He
You may start your
retrieved, he
landing
drained,
damage.
like
Well, and
he
Robbie, it could be worse, the damage, and that got grabbed. Then he retrieved with Erica, getting a couple drains in. Like,
I like the white border Dark Time for the Rebellion combo. I really do.
yeah,
Like that just the red on it just pops really good. I don't know if like Robbie did or I'm sorry, if Dennis did like a special printer for that one or what, but holy crap, that red just looks amazing.
that sometimes you just see that. And yeah, the white. See, now I don't hate white border when a Hoth is in play. Like white border on Hoth, I think is fitting and thematic, and I'm okay with that.
So you're like Chris Kelly who plays white border speeders, uh, but they're all Japanese.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I agree. Like Dennis has a good line this turn because like getting the Emperor down, reinforcing there. Okay, so being that he can cancel, he's canceling the projection. I really do like that for Dennis.
yep.
Yeah, you move Vader, like either you can go to the courtyard, you can go to the throne room. There's just so much. Um,
And there's decree non-V to shut down the saber bonuses.
yeah, now I'm wondering, like Robbie grabbed the Dark Time for the Rebellion combo because he does have
Well, it
graphic
stops the
book on the
battle
table.
destiny canceling.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Robbie messed that up with he should have left somebody at the courtyard.
Yes.
Honestly, like I think I would have we talked about it. I think I would have gone with the aggressive line. Like, Justin, I was opposed to Dennis going too aggressive and leaving just a naked shuttle. I would have gone absolutely aggressive with Robbie and done Panaka and somebody at the courtyard, move Qui-Gon in front of Vader, and I'd have done the use 2 land speed and get Kit with a saber in the throne room and say, "Come get me."
Yeah.
So Robbie knows WAP well. Robbie's was in a much better position before that last turn. Dennis's last turn was very good for him.
Yeah, Dennis is certainly like this turn and last turn have been really solid for Robbie. The fact that he's got Erica V out and is retrieving is just really big.
Yeah, no, the Erica's been big. He's got the CrV virtual, so he's only gonna. We have a plan. WAP is the name of the episode 1 objective out of the Naboo set, and there's Kylo with Saber going to the throne room
Yeah, and he doesn't cost an extra one because
because he's not an Imperial.
yeah, he only targets the Imperials. Yeah,
Yeah,
I also agree with you, Justin. I don't like Dennis going to the throne room now because we know that Robbie's going to move in his deploy phase,
yeah.
down with extra stuff. And okay, Kirkanos changes that a little bit.
I don't think it does. Like, so he
Is
can
it
cancel
Kier or
the
is it Min?
sense.
I'm trying to remember which one cancels the not immune to sense.
That's Kier. Kier will cancel something, but like, what are you going to cancel? Although, so he's moving Vader in there as well, but that's still.
He might be able to cancel. I don't think he can cancel
He can cancel Sorry,
Ascension Guns.
and he can cancel Clash. He can't cancel Ascension Guns because it's got to be during battle.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. So yeah, Robbie can easily just move in, cancel the sorry about the mess combo.
And I mean, the thing is, Robbie can move in. Robbie can
Definitely,
survive the one battle,
yeah,
and then Sorry during his control phase, which Kier can't cancel.
true.
And I think that might be Robbie's plan.
Yeah.
So I do, like I said, I hate that Robbie moved everyone in. I still think leaving somebody at the courtyard would have been super worth it.
Yeah. And also,
Um,
if you're interested in following along on one of the other top 8 matches, just go to twitch.tv/Yoshi_13, and you'll be tuned into the Scotland Grill versus Bill Kafer match.
yeah, Ascension Guns is in deploy. So he's going to be able to Ascension Guns and move everyone in there and still start a battle. So we're more talking about some of the other things he can do in terms of how he wants to approach that.
Robbie pays 3 to drain for 2. He does hit a Walker Garrison.
Yeah, Sorry, I'm talking about next turn for the Sorry. So I think he survives the battle, and I think the Sorry is a control phase thing if Dennis continues to try and contest. If he doesn't clear the throne room and Dennis tries to contest, I think he's Sorry in control phase. Yeah, Kier will stop the Sorry unless he
Yeah.
uses Kier to stop something else first. And that would kind of be the other spot is he going to use Kier to. So the Ascension Guns, he moves just
I don't mind
Mace
that.
and Qui-Gon.
Don't mind that at all.
Nope. And is he putting, he just paid another 3 for Amidala and Jarrus. Okay.
So I mean, you choke the Jarrus.
Yeah, Jarrus gets choked.
Well, actually, I don't know. Like, do you choke Jarrus or do you choke Amidala?
Um,
Because
I think you choke Amidala if your destiny's good enough.
that just gets rid of Jarrus Janik, period. Like, it shuts down his game text.
I
know
think you
Jarrus is
choke if you
easier.
trust your destiny.
Yeah.
If you don't trust your destiny, I think you choke Jarrus.
But
So,
Robbie could again. I mean, this could have been a misplay just because he doesn't realize that Kier can cancel. I'm hoping he does because
yeah,
swings. Who does he hit? That's the question.
1 in 5, he doesn't hit anybody. So I'm assuming he's swinging at Vader.
Yeah, I'm
Vader's the
assuming
only guy with
too.
immunity. Vader's who you target.
So Dennis attempts to choke, draws a 4.
So he did go for the Amidala choke and missed.
Yeah.
So now Robbie,
That's not good.
now he would have hit Vader. So
Swinging at Jarris Janik, doesn't
Yeah.
matter. He still does
Yeah.
what he needs to.
But he costs Robbie a force too.
I think that's a little immaterial.
Eh, this game, especially because it's match play, this game, that force matters. This is in match play, all force matters. And there went a blaster deflection.
And looks like Cal
Now
Kestis and Yoda. So that's
Yoda.
it.
So yeah, so he decided, all right, I'm not going to swing at Vader. I'm just going to kill everything else,
Yeah. And he draws a
which I don't
4 for
hate.
Destiny. Dennis draws a 6. So
All right, so
6,
you're losing
12,
us
4, 6, 12, 15, 19, 23 for Robbie. 6, 12,
12, 17,
16,
20-ish.
22. So 22 for Dennis, 24 for Robbie, it should be.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be very close. The question is more, does Dennis peel a couple or does he?
I think you peel. Oh, 26. So
Yeah, now that's really
yeah, now
close.
that's different. Like, I don't know if you want to peel 4, but if
Yeah,
you, once Robbie flips it, like if you vacate the,
if you vacate the throne room and Robbie flips, that's really
oh,
bad.
what does
Okay,
the
so
Resolute
he's
do? Because they're looking.
let's find out. Let's use that fancy app Lee Edwards built. And
Oh, and your, okay, so your Republic Army cards that related size are power +1. None of those are Republic Army. So it
yeah,
doesn't do anything. And it looks like Dennis is going to peel. Jared,
which if Dennis has some way to follow up, I don't hate that. And we see Panaka move in. So did how? Oh, because Jarris covered everything. I'm like, how did we
yeah.
not lose Amidala? I forgot Jarris covers everything. So yeah,
But
that's.
Robbie or Dennis did not put his destiny back.
And Robbie just moved Panaka in. Oh yeah, Dennis missed his destiny. Okay, he's fixing it now. He just noticed it.
Well, he shuffled his deck.
Oh, I
Okay,
think
okay, he
they're
got it.
fixing it now. Yeah, it's fine. It's
And it looks like Chris is running the constellation as well. So Chris doing double duty today.
that is
Um,
that's
let's
Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame level stuff.
let's see. I believe there is 20 players for the constellation. Ryan Saracen, Jonathan Murray, Carl Drew, Cal Aldred, Brian Avery, Matt Lutz, AJ Hatum, Jonathan Murray, John McFarland, Joel Pittman, Brian Harold, Joe Olson, Leaf Lutz, Brad Reinhold, Jeremy DePaulo, Bill Pittman, Greg Shaw, David Woods, Chris Kelly, and Tommy Lots Pollock. And if I was in the constellation and doing like streaming the constellation, I would clearly have Chris Kelly versus Lodge Pollock as my feature match,
Yeah, I mean,
or
there's
Joe
some good
Olson
matches in
versus
there.
Brian Harold.
So no, Justin, I agree. I think Dennis went for the big win with the choke of Amidala, but if he chokes Jarris, he ends up clearing one of those Jedi, which is much better.
Yeah,
Like he's in a much better position now. If he just chokes Jarris, draws that 6 for Battle Destiny. Actually, if he choked Jarris, he would have hit Amidala, and he'd be down to one Jedi versus Vader.
yep,
Like that would have been infinitely better for him in this position. So
I think that's part of it. Is like Dennis is trying to get as much damage as he can. I do, like I said, I think Robbie. I know he didn't have the force, but I would have loved to have seen Robbie been able to move the Resolute. I
yeah,
okay, so we did have a battle. Looked like Vader choked
yep. Choked with the known 6, so now we see the swing at Vader. That's a miss. The next swing at Vader should hit him.
yeah.
I'm assuming that was a search for Force Lightning just to see what the destinies were.
Yeah. And everybody
Um,
has immunity there. So, yep, hits Vader.
yeah.
Still
So
retains his
everyone, the
corporate
immunity
value.
is less than 5, and at least a couple of Dennis's draws were 5s.
Yeah. He had a 5 and yeah.
So he's not necessarily going to live. So we swing at Vader a second time, like just to double hit him.
Why not?
He might not have the Gick. Like if he doesn't have the Gick, you start the battle just to hope. If he's got the Gick, you're right, way to turn and
Yeah, he
save it.
subtracts
So
1, so
let's
that's gonna
see.
make Robbie's not
So
gonna lose
now he
anyone.
does save the everyone on his site. So you're 10 plus no. Honestly, if you don't have the Gick, you walk away. Yeah.
Then you have what, Kid Fisto versus Vader?
You just don't have Vader eating 20 plus power
Yeah.
and likely forfeit 0. And the fact that Dennis
But
hasn't
he's not
immediately
forfeit 0.
dropped the Gick.
He's not forfeit 0.
Oh, yeah, I guess. So then he's what? He's at 10, 19 to.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, he is dropping the Gick.
Yeah. And the thing is, it doesn't flip Robbie right now.
Because Robbie needs Amidala and he cost him Amidala.
Yeah, but I believe he does have a second one in his hand.
Yeah. Versus if he had moved away, it does flip Robbie because without the battle, he would have.
Yeah.
Amidala would still be there.
Yeah.
All right, that's.
And Robbie's only doing 3 points of damage right now.
Yeah, until he flips. And even when he flips, honestly, he's doing 5. He'll
Yeah.
do one more with his objective and he'll get one. Yeah, Kit Fisto at the hallway is dumb. Like, I don't understand why Kit isn't at the courtyard.
Um,
That was a.
yeah.
Actually, I
Maybe
also
wasn't
don't
cool.
understand. Robbie's got the Ascension guns in his hand. Why he didn't play that to
Get some cards.
before Vader was dead, just
Yeah.
to cycle the 5 and get another card in hand. Like,
There's a lot of questions going on right now.
trying to figure that piles are looking close though. Like,
That's the one thing. Like, yeah, I do agree with you that.
so Dennis just or Robbie just knew what he was going to grab there. I'm not sure what it was because we don't have perfect counts on what was going in, but he activated to specifically get something with Kit.
Yeah.
So
And then he 3PO'd. So it looks like he's got no
Yep.
reserve deck. So we're not going to see anything going down.
I think he might have gotten the leadership. Like, I think
He's
we
got
might see
leadership.
him.
That's what he needs right now.
He's definitely got one in the deck because he drew it for Battle Destiny
Yeah.
earlier. And I think that's the. I'd love to see another dude on the Resolute just to give him some forfeit fodder and then go over there with the command. And because that Dentist is low on cards, it looks like. Like, unless the piles are just, weirdly set.
Yeah.
Dennis looks like he's low.
And there's a drain.
And there's the drain for 2, drain for 1. There's Amidala going down. Flippity doo. And now I think you spread on Naboo.
I think you have to.
Like, I don't think you can afford not to. I think you
Yeah.
are. I think you move Kit. I think you move Mace. And. Or you throw Tarfles.
No, that's Kenobi V.
Oh, okay.
General Kenobi. So it's putting General Kenobi into. I like that because Amidala gives the +2. There's so much that Amidala does.
Yeah, but I just feel like Dennis might not have enough cards to be really threatening there.
And I like that move because Dennis has only the 2 battlegrounds, so it's only reducing the 7 side of the objectives damage by 2, so it's still 2.
So you're getting 2 out. I'm good with all of that. I think I would have moved Kit to the
Yeah,
courtyard.
being that you're flipped now, yeah, I
You're,
agree.
you're flipped. Dennis does not have many cards left. Like we just saw Dennis, everything Dennis has is activated. And it was, I think, less than 10.
Yeah. I want to say it's 6-5, and Dennis is retrieving. So that's the other thing. Like the
Yeah.
damage is straight up even,
Yep.
and it's 6 because of Imperial Decree V and
Yeah.
Imperial Decree non V are both on the table. Tentacle going down. That I think that's a waste of a card.
Yeah. I don't think Robbie's going to be playing too many interrupts at this point. Yeah. I think if Dennis would have stacked the courtyard in that drain of 2, he probably does win.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think that would have been, see, and there's the mall going there. And that's part of why I think I would have put Kit down there. I'd have moved Kit there to begin with.
Oh, he forgot to retrieve. Okay, Robbie allowing the take back.
Which is good guy Robbie play.
Okay, so he retrieved. I want to say Dennis has the cost of mall. Okay, so and he throws
Oh,
down.
and Dr. Ian Ponda. That's
See, this can be a little risky because we know Robbie has a. I don't know if he
Dennis
still
still
has
has
it.
about 15 cards, I think, because he just spent 10 for those guys,
Yeah,
paid 1 to retrieve, and I think he's got 3 force left. So he had a
yeah,
few more cards than I thought he did.
yeah. And Robbie still has. Looks like he kind of has a stack. Um, the one thing is that is a drain of 2. It is not a drain of 3. As I mean, Lord Maul does add 1, but Robbie's
Yeah.
objective says it's limited to 2.
Yeah. And that was Dennis played that well with really holding on to this is still the first game.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it took Dennis quite a while to find the mall. Okay, and there's the Phantom Menace. That's gonna help,
that's a big card.
especially with Mace being all the way over in the courtyard or in the throne room.
And Robbie lost his blaster deflection earlier.
He might be playing
Like
2.
he might be, but he lost 1, and that would be a big that's a big
Yeah,
deal.
I mean, we know that Robbie is probably tracking Destiny at this point, so he should know what his Destiny is. Like, I think if you're Robbie, I think you'd be okay with
Looks like Robbie
saying
just shuffled something, so he may not be tracking anything right now.
true. But he can
Although
easily
we
find
also
out.
saw Robbie play a disarmed. Like that would be
Yeah, he does play disarmed.
that would break it right here. If he just, moves over and disarms Maul, that would be
Yeah.
brutal.
That
So
produces a 6 and a 7. Oof.
yeah,
And
that's
another 6.
I mean Dennis's deck is
It's loaded
he's
with high
been
density.
playing
Like
around.
this,
Like he should have mostly good destinies in there.
yeah, this kind of looks like it's a KTOD Destiny, like with the Destiny and everything.
Yeah.
So
And Justin makes a pretty good point in chat. This game's likely going to end up close enough that it's really just going to be who wins game 2.
yeah.
And that'll be interesting. So I don't know that we've told anyone what the game 2
I don't think we have.
archetypes are, so I'm kind of going to keep that one under wraps, but it'll be an interesting game. So we see
Well,
Qui-Gon moving in there.
we know that Robbie played Matt yesterday. I
Yep.
forget what Dennis played.
Dennis's light side was Hitco yesterday.
Oh, ooh,
Dennis was on He is the Chosen One and Saber Combat yesterday, remember?
yeah. I like the swap
Um,
though from Dennis's point.
and we see Kenobi move over to hang out
And Kid Fisto.
at the courtyard, and then Kit
I don't like
Fisto
moving
moving.
Kit.
Um,
Like I feel like you don't need to move Kit there because Qui-Gon is just so good by himself.
yeah, and you lose the plus to battle destiny, but the plus to battle destiny doesn't really matter because Mace is fully immune, and any draw kills Dre and Ponda. So,
Well, Mace is in the throne room.
or Maul, I mean,
Yeah. Well, I
like
mean, actually,
the
you know what?
Qui-Gon's
I
plus
do take
2.
that back. I
I
do
think
take that
Kit's a
back.
better
And the
draw.
reason I do take that entire sentence back, and the reason is Ooh, Robbie's got a weird doomed in his hand.
Yep,
So
that's
he starts looping that. That just because he's got 3PO and R2 on the table. So
yeah.
I like that.
So
Like,
basically, he's gonna get 1 damage through,
yeah,
or he'll get 2 damage through,
yeah. And then it's just reduced after that. So
and
yeah.
Robbie's ascension guns
Yeah,
to
Robbie's
grab
in a good,
something.
but the thing is, like, we know that Dennis has that second grabber. I talked about that. I was like, I don't like
Yeah.
that. That is a
So
reason to play this.
Dennis activates everything. Dennis is not going to battle in the courtyard this turn. I don't love that play.
Yeah, I don't like that play either.
So here's the lose 2 to you may start your landing. And then the we're doomed. He'll cut it down to he'll just lose
Ah,
1 and immediate grab.
oh
Yep.
yeah, yep,
So he'll lose 1 to the drain at the third marker and then doesn't lose 2. So really the we're doomed saved him 2
yeah.
cards.
And I'm gonna say
And
this.
there's the disarm to Maul.
Oh, that's dirty.
That's really big.
Yeah, and P59 going down to the
P59 there
hallway.
is
I don't like that.
cute. Well, he's not going to battle with P59. He's going to move.
Yeah, he's gonna move
I'm assuming he'll move
Ball
Maul
and
and Dre in there,
yeah,
and that makes sense.
yeah. It cuts the objective damage down by another one.
I mean, he'd have done the same thing if he left them at the corridor as well, or at the courtyard.
Yeah,
Like they're both
and
battlegrounds. That doesn't change that.
yes, I do agree. I just looked at the archetypes for the game 2 of this match. That's spicy. I like it. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
no, I'm gonna enjoy
I'm
this. I
super
think it's gonna be
excited.
fun. So Dennis picking some up here. I feel
He's
like
gonna
Robbie's got
utilize.
to do something to contest Hoth. Like I
Mhm.
wish he
Yeah.
had someone else to go with Yularen
I
and
would.
make that
I
move.
wouldn't hate moving Kit Fisto up to the Resolute and then moving them over.
Yeah, if he's got the leadership, like basically you just need to have the leadership for the one.
You don't even need it. Like if you can save yourself 3 Destiny or 3 cards
Yeah,
in the force pile, like you got to think all of the cards that are in Dennis's
Dennis's deck
deck.
are all cancelable at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. But again,
So we
Robbie is
see 1 to the
doing one,
objective,
2, 3, 4,
and then he'll do another
5.
4 in drains.
Yes, that's 5.
Yep.
And this is where Imperial Decree, both versions are just so important for
Yeah.
Dennis. Like if Robbie didn't, or if Dennis didn't have a signed Imperial Decree, I'd be like, I'd have Robbie sign my Imperial Decree if I was Dennis.
Yeah.
Dennis looks like he's got about 5 left though,
Dennis, I think that might be about it. He's,
plus whatever he has in his hand, which we don't
yeah,
know.
I mean, the steady retrieval is, that retrieval of 1 is nice, but Robbie's starting to deal some serious actual damage.
Yeah.
So Robbie's moving Yularen over, which, yeah, I think is you're immune to less than 5. You get the free. I think you move Qui-Gon. I think you move Panaka.
Yep. I like
So
everything
no
he did.
reason to give the shot with P59.
Yep. I like everything he did there.
Yep, I'm good with all of that. I mean, if Dennis is tracked, he can still hit with the 6. He can still hit Kenobi and ping for a couple, but
Yeah.
no, I think that was a good turn for Robbie.
But I don't think Robbie or I don't think Dennis is tracking it at this point.
Well, he did just point man a card back. Like that's been Dennis's tracking is just
Yeah. But it's been
point man
5s.
back cards every time.
Yeah. But he activates everything. Yeah, he's only got 5 in his life force right now. So
Yeah, I think there's no way he's starting the battle.
like okay, there's a retrieval, so he ups it into 6. He's still again doing 3 points of damage to Robbie. I think if you're Robbie, you just lose from your hand.
Yep.
Because I want to say Robbie's down to 4.
I feel like Robbie's got a little bit more than that.
It just looks that way.
It's very close though.
Yeah, and I think Justin just said it in the chat. Yeah, this is a game where
Yeah,
the winner of game one is so close it really doesn't matter. And game two is just going to be spicy as all heck, and I love it.
yeah. Game two is gonna be the winner of the match.
Yeah, and the best part is, like you said, um, I'm a little surprised that both players are playing what they are.
No, I wanted to see this deck, this dark side, because it was an interesting something.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point, Justin. Yeah, get those. And this is nothing. Like Robbie's just going to chase the Emperor around with Yalar and move the Queen's starship around. I mean,
I think it's more it prevents the if Robbie drained him down to one card and then starts the battle with Yular in there, he potentially forces Dennis almost out of space
I mean,
and
the Emperor's
might,
got fourth a value of 9.
yeah. I mean, you probably don't overflow. Like, I doubt you overflow, but
And he moves the Maul
moves
over.
just Maul over.
I don't like that.
I mean, Maul's fully immune and he's power 6. He doesn't add one to the Destiny.
Yes, he does.
That's part of his saber, I think, isn't it? I
No,
think he loses that as part of the when he loses the saber.
yeah.
Let's look.
I'm not 100% sure about that.
I know you lose the drain +1,
Okay,
but I
Justin is
think it's
saying,
part of it as well.
yeah, Justin in the chat says, yeah, no ad. So,
Um,
and if there's somebody right now,
yeah, it says permanent weapon is Maul's lightsaber may add one to force drain bear present, adds one to your total battle list and he draws here.
okay,
So if you lose the saber, you lose the +1.
interesting.
So Dennis is thinking long and hard about, who does he try and move to block the drain?
But like you said, it's going to put him down to one force.
Well, if he moves to block the drain, it saves him another force or two, which is big, but at the same time, like,
It puts you in jeopardy of battle, like the battle damage. Yeah,
yeah, if you move Drain Ponda, you've got power 6, forfeit 6, because your battle destiny is going to get canceled.
yeah.
And
I mean, Panaka's what
if
4
Robbie
or
draws
5?
high enough, he can actually overflow that a little bit. And I think that might be the math Dennis just had to do and said, I've got to play this out as much as I can. So,
Panaka's only a 4, so it'd be 6 of 4. So
so
I mean,
Robbie with 4 cards in life, yeah, it depends on how many cards Robbie's got in hand, if any.
yeah. And I don't think he's got any because, like, if you notice on the player cam,
Yeah, it looks like his hand might be empty.
yeah,
So, yep, he's
you're 2 at Hoth. Robbie's doing 3 points of damage.
um,
I think that's it. Like,
so meditation,
oh, he does have a hand. Okay. Or no, he got
or he
that from
played
the
that.
lost
No, he
file.
got that from Lost with Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any way to retrieve because right now he's going to take 4 damage.
Did
So
Robbie
drain
do
a
as much,
2.
like all the damage?
What?
Did Robbie do all of his damage? I think so, but it just doesn't
I
look
think
like
he did. So he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he did all his damage.
it. Yeah. And we know that Dennis has a 5 and a 6 for Destiny.
Yeah. So he's
So, I mean, he could theoretically hit Qui-Gon or Kenobi.
yeah, which would be a bad thing. Like I don't see a point. Like I don't love the idea of battling there. That feels bad.
Well, I mean, Dennis is going to, unless Robbie has a card in his hand, Dennis is going to win on his next turn.
Yeah. Dennis would win by 4 if Robbie doesn't have any cards in hand, and I think Robbie's trying to figure out the math on that.
Yeah.
Because the flip side is if Robbie had any way to retrieve a single force, I think he wins.
I think if Robbie land, oh, he can't do that. Never mind.
If Robbie lands, it doesn't do anything because
Looks like we're getting a
he's.
count.
Did it go to time?
I'm not sure.
I mean, I see a Schoenthal sighting right behind him. If it went to
Yeah,
time,
if it went to
that's
time, then Robbie wins it by 1.
yeah.
Oh
So it's
wow,
4-3. It must
that is
have gone to time.
big.
I mean, winning by 1, it really. I don't think that changes anything. If Robbie wins by 1 or Dennis wins by 4, it's still whoever wins the next game is
Yeah,
the.
and I understand that.
Like it was going to end up there either way. It was going to have to be this
Let's
next
see
game is
if
going to be the one that makes or breaks it.
yeah, let's see if our illustrious Mr. Schoenthal has posted anything. Okay, so just as an update, Jeff won game 1 versus Matt Harrison Trainer by 27.
Ooh.
Yeah, Bill won game 1 versus Scott by 10. Hayes won game 1 by 8 over Sam, and Jeff advances over Matt Harrison Trainer.
Oh wow, good for him. So
So yeah, I'm assuming this one did go to time.
yeah, I think it did. So
Dennis wins game 1 by 3 over Robbie.
oh, okay, so they did. He just said, huh.
That's interesting. Unless it didn't
And
go
it
to
might have
time.
been Robbie said, well, I'll give you the win, but I don't know. Like I can't see Robbie just
Yeah, I'm
saying
not
I'll give
sure.
you the win. But
Yeah,
maybe. I mean, they were right there. So he's won by 8.
but still 3 is not a
Yeah.
lot. Not a lot.
Yeah, the 3 is a 3 seems weird because it should have been 4.
Yeah.
Like he would have retrieved with Erica.
Well, Robbie could have just drew up,
Yeah, I guess, and maybe that was it. As Robbie just drew up and said, "Okay."
realizing that it wasn't going to go to time or anything. B, that he couldn't do this that 3 more damage. Yeah, I would just draw up there so he doesn't get the retrieval and go back to 4. Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense. Okay,
that's all right. So we'll see where this.
but so Jeff right now over Matt Harrison Trainer. So Jeff is our first player into the top 4.
And
Bill winning against Scott's musician deck. That's
I'm not super surprised because Bill was playing Yavin 4 ops. Like
yeah.
Scott's musician deck just it doesn't do well if you don't have to go interact with it.
Yeah.
Like if you can just completely ignore it, Scott's musicians can lose a drain race.
Yeah.
And especially Yavin 4 ops where those drains are bigger and that retrieval. I'm not shocked that ended up that way.
I'm
And
not
it's again,
shocked.
it's 10, so it's still going to be a very
Okay.
close game either way. So it looks like they're
So they
getting
are
ready for game
ready.
2.
Yeah.
Little spread. Yeah, I was like, Dennis hasn't picked up his shields yet. Robbie throwing out his display of poker chips just because
Why not? Like,
he's
show off what you got.
and a few more just for giggles. Like apparently he's just throwing them all out. Like he just wants to showcase the poker chips are something that if you haven't come to a live event, the poker chips are something we started giving away a few years ago that are just fun and cool. They get poker chips with different unique icons on them and different colors. Like you get purple chips for top 2 in bigger events, states, regionals, the big events we travel to. And they're just fun to collect and they're fun to have. And there's a bunch of different colors out there. And you know, they're fun to just sit and kind of play with too, like when you have them. So looks like Robbie might be taking a quick water break, and
I don't blame him.
don't blame him at all since he just had a crazy intense game and was fixing tech support
And he got
while
injured.
doing it.
Yeah, and he had an injury timeout.
I, I I heard the splinter injury
Splinter.
timeout. So,
Yeah.
and so like these games, if you're not watching them live with us, you're certainly going to see them on our YouTube channel. Live is the way to go. But if you're on our YouTube, that's just one of the great ways to get information about what's going on with Star Wars CCG. You can watch replays of tons of games on YouTube, learn lots of stuff about how it's playing, learn, hopefully learn something from me and Dan as we talk and interact with chat. You can go to the forums, you can go to Slack, you can go to Discord, you can go to Facebook, you can go to Twitter or X or whatever the heck Elon Musk calls it now. There's so many ways, and our volunteers, James Martin does an amazing job of getting info out there all over the
Does.
place.
Like James
And
is so key to like getting all their information to people.
yeah, James does an amazing job. Like all of our volunteers do such great work. And then we talked about it a little bit with Morgan earlier. Like, if you're new to the game or you're coming back to the game and you're just not sure, you want to get yourself comfortable playing again, GEMP is an online rules enforced free to play option. All the cards are available. It doesn't cost you anything to play. You log in, you build a deck, you can start playing. There's multiple formats up there, like Premier to Hoth if you're an old school player and you just want to get in slow. Premier to Hoth gets a lot of players. Premier to Death Star 2 or Reflections 2 gets a bunch of players. Open is always active.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a great way to just kind of get your feet wet. And the community on GEMP is really good. Like when you start using it, hey, I need to learn how to do this. Like post in chat, people will tell you, hey, I'll help
Yeah.
you play. I'll work with you. And all of the deck lists. So these deck lists for this event are going to be delayed a little bit because some of the players here are also in the Outrider Cup, which is kind of it's the Ryder Cup of Star Wars if you follow golf. It's the best of the Americans versus the best of, in this case, it's the Europeans, although I think it would be the best US players versus the best of the rest of the world if we had other hotbeds that had players going.
Yeah.
And those are going to be great matches. And some of the info for that is up there. The pairings have already been set. The deck archetypes have already been set. We know what people are going to play. Now those games will be streamed fairly shortly. Those games will happen on GEMP and you'll be able to watch them on Twitch. You'll be able to watch the replays on YouTube. But because we have Outrider Cup players from the US who are in this event today and yesterday, we are holding off this event's deck lists just for a little while to make sure if somebody wanted to play the same deck here that they were going to play in the Outrider Cup, it wouldn't, they wouldn't be giving up the deck list to their opponent. But otherwise, like the Endor decks are up there, Last Worlds decks are up there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of info you can get. So, and it's just a great way to get back into the game. Like you can sit and play, play a game a night. I think we have a big series of tournaments coming up starting next month, don't we, Dan?
I believe we do.
Is that we got?
I know next month we have this thing called the OCS. It's a very popular, very big format where you play in a open setting. You play 12 games against random opponents, and each month the top two players will advance into what's known as the OCS playoffs. Really fun event. The defending champion Justin Desai is currently in the chat. He can definitely talk about it today, as he has. I think he's won it 4 times now. maybe 3 times. Like it's a lot of wins for Justin, but
It
it's
turns out
definitely
Justin Desai is pretty good at cards.
um yeah,
Like
I've heard that. I
he
mean,
wins the occasional game. I
I think he's
mean,
won a tournament or two back in his day.
yeah,
I
he
know
does all right.
I know him and his team have switched over to the new Star Wars game, but he's still paying attention to our game. He still enjoys it. And he's still one of the more friendly guys. Like if you've got a question, Justin is one of those players that will answer as long as you are nice to him.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing about this community in general is like even the best players are super approachable, super nice guys. They will talk to you. They will help you. Like we just want to play games. Like we want to play games against players. We want to play good games. Like we want to have fun. But yeah, the OCS or I think it's Online Championship Series is a blast.
And it
It's a
looks like
great way for me to. It forces me to play games every month because there's also some cool foils. Like as
oh
you
yes,
see
that's
some
the
of
big
the
thing.
you've seen some of the AI foils that these guys have been playing, and I'm sure we'll see more this game. The OCS is the best way to get them. You sign up for the OCS. It's $10 per month or $50 if you just pay for the entire 6 months in advance. Every month you play, I believe it's 8 games. You get one foil. If you play all 12 games, you get 2 copies of the foil, and those get mailed out pretty regularly. I mean, Jared does an amazing job with getting prize support mailed and, you know, getting. Oh, I like this. See, we brought this up, and Jared's like, maybe we should spoil the March AI. I like that. See, I like that.
I anytime we have a chance, why don't we wait until the finals to do that? We'll do both of them again.
As I say, why don't we spoil? You know what? Why don't we spoil February after this game? Because
Yeah.
I've heard about it, but I haven't actually seen it yet. I think I know what it is,
That's
and I
because you're
think
not
it's been
special.
spoiled, but I'm really not special. But we could probably show that off again because if memory serves, what I've heard it is and what I think I've seen, it's pretty gorgeous. And showing it off again is not going to hurt anybody. So we see Dennis also playing We Have a Plan
Yep.
and Robbie going with ISB operations.
So
So
who do you like in this matchup? Because this is a matchup that I'm really interested in seeing who's going to take this one out.
so if Robbie has the decree virtual, I think Robbie's got a pretty good chance here. If Robbie doesn't have decree virtual, this could get ugly.
And the thing is,
So
Robbie, I mean, if there's somebody who knows how to play against WHAP, it's the man in the Texas Rangers hat. Like
yeah,
we literally just saw him play WAP. He lost by 3 in a game where I think Dennis had like almost every answer. Like he had both decrees. He got to space. He was satisfying. He was retrieving. That's the other big thing.
yeah. I mean, Dennis played that one as well as he could have, I think, with that matchup, and Robbie still came very close to winning.
Yeah.
And there were certainly things that could have changed it a little bit, but it still would have been a close game no matter what.
Funny enough, Mike Kessling, our newest advocate, who unfortunately made the top 9 yesterday, and the host with the most when it comes to any events out in Atlanta, is in the chat. He's watching. He's definitely supporting his fellow teammates, Sam, Bill, Dennis, and I believe Scott is. Well, Scott's everybody's teammate,
Yeah, Scott's not a new
but
ally. Scott is an everyone's ally. So I thought MHT might also have moved to new
Oh yes,
allies
MHT is also on the
at
team.
some point.
Unfortunately, yeah, unfortunately Jeff defeated MHT to advance, but he points out in the chat that Dark Time for the Rebellion and Tarkin's Order's combo card is more important than Imperial Decree V. I do agree, but we didn't see a single battle where canceling destinies came into play.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was, he used it to cancel projection,
Yes.
which I think was important, but I think if he had not started to CrV, Robbie plays that game differently.
I
And I
agree.
think Robbie flips a lot sooner and Robbie starts pouring damage through potentially quicker. And I think without DeCreevy, that might not have ended the way Dennis wanted it to. So this one, I think definitely DeCreevy is going to be super important because most of the ISBs I see, especially what I'm expecting, is going to be trying to stack and then kind of rely on drawing a bunch of battle destinies in good battles. And
Yeah, I do
oh,
agree
in
with you,
this
Mike.
matchup, you think, Mike? Okay, that makes a little more sense.
Yeah,
I thought you meant in the Walkers matchup we just watched.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
the
it's
Dark Time combo to keep those battle destinies alive is going to be huge in
yeah.
this matchup.
Matt Water, the last or Matt Water, our first guest of 2024 on Holo Theater, just in the chat says we're finally going to find out whether or not the Empire's sinister agents will be lost and confused.
Match is showing he knows what the flip side of objectives are called. And
Um, yeah, that's actually it seems unlikely that Dark is playing multiple Dark Time combos. I do agree. I mean, the other thing is like Robbie's going to be able to go down and cancel his own destinies with Tarkin V. So again, this is an interesting match. I like it. I'm so glad you taught this into playing to having this one on stream.
I just wanted to see the CRV, honestly. Like the Hoth deck was the one I was like, I want to see this because
Well,
WAP on both sides is kind of nuts, but it's also
yeah,
like
yeah. I would not have put Dennis on WAP.
these
Obviously,
are
Robbie
not
on
the
WAP
meta
is a
decks
thing.
I expected.
But for me, as a WAP player who loves to see WAP, I have two deck lists I can be like, oh, I'm gonna pick these ones. I'm gonna combine, like I might combine them and
And
look
it
at
looks
what
like
I like.
Dennis is using Walkling, which
Yes,
Robbie was not.
correct.
So I think we will see a
I kind of
different
hope so.
deck.
Yeah,
I'm actually a
I
little
kind of hope so.
surprised Robbie was not using Walkling because I know
I'm not,
Robbie and I have talked a lot about the relative merits of Walkling and Hitco and how it's,
but that's Hitco.
I think it's just such a good card and such an important card.
But that's Hitco.
Yeah, but it's good in everything. There's
Not
never a
a,
deck you're sad to have Walkling
yeah. It's not good in
thrown
dark
around.
side decks.
It's great in dark side decks if your opponent's not paying attention.
9 times out of 10, I'm not paying attention. So
That's why I get to use it against you. It's great. Robbie's
standing for a bit. I think you have to
stretching
wait a
his
little bit
legs, I
efficient
think, a little bit.
timer. And that's fine.
Makes sense. Get him some time to get stuff going. Are
Yep,
they in
so
a
that is behind.
different room than we were in at Atlanta Worlds?
I think so.
Kind of think it is too. I don't see the door feels like it's at a different angle than
Yeah.
what it was, and I don't see the pillar that Drew was supposed to dance on and never happened. I still hold that one against him.
So I'm still curious as to see, like, we have not had a definitive answer on where Drew Lichtenstein lives now.
So we see at least one Dark Time combo in Robbie's hand, I think.
That's a good card.
Oh,
Mike
yeah, Mike.
Kessler saying different room.
So Mike would be the perfect answer. Does Drew still live in
Would.
Atlanta area, or did is he moving somewhere and leaving you? We were curious. We were asking about this on this weekend or on Thursday,
Thursday.
wasn't it?
Yeah. Robbie gets out the executor.
Robbie grabs executor. Looks like he's probably grabbing a couple general or admirals with
Yeah.
and or shield as well.
Dennis with the rebel leadership off the bat, probably going to go get himself either Yularen or Kenobi.
Yep.
He's
And
still in the Atlanta area. Okay.
Drew is staying in
Oh,
Atlanta. That's what I
I
thought,
don't know
which is
what
good.
I was hearing then. Maybe I was lost and confused.
He may split some time in China once his son arrives. Okay.
Okay.
So, because yeah, I knew he was
That's
having a
what I
baby
was
soon
hearing.
too. So,
Man, I'm so sad that I'm not there this weekend.
is that an AI Naboo, or did I just forget what? Or is
That's
that Camino?
That's Camino.
Okay, that would explain why it didn't look like Naboo.
So Dennis is going with the Camino, get the 0-2 site via that way. Robbie went get docking base. So it's a little interesting to see like go like the difference. Like I know Robbie said that he liked playing his dark side Naboo to get the +2 in battles while he's on Naboo. So
Yep. And I think Dennis might be doing that to get the. He's not pulling docking base, so he's doing Camino to grab the Camino site
yes.
and get that activation going that way, which I don't hate either. Like,
No. It's just the little differences in the decks make the things a little bit more personal. I like that's not bad.
yeah. So Robbie's activating 5. He had the, I think it was the Hoth docking bay in his hand.
Yeah, it looks that way.
So, which is an interesting, especially if he's running Decree non-V, but also just a good way to shut down,
Yeah.
give you a good battleground against like speeders or something.
Well, I'm assuming that he's
Well, you're
playing.
not going to want to go in against those. So,
You
yeah, I don't
know,
know that that's super important.
yeah, I'm assuming he's
Assuming we're
playing
pulling a docking
Pied.
bay here.
Yeah. Get the Executor docking bay, pull Pied, pull
Pull
Commander
Major, who pulls
It's
Bespin, and
Bespin, comes down with the play cost 2 Executor, maintains your self-infinite space, but I mean kind of boring. Kind of
yeah, I mean, it's we know what the matchup's going to do, or we know what Robbie's going to try and do. Dennis, it depends on how he built it
yeah.
and how that all works. So we see Robbie grabs Executor Docking Bay. I assume we're going to see there's Piet for 2. Piet grabs Mirjik, who comes down for his other 3.
Pulls
Mirjik
Bespin.
grabs a system.
Let's see if
Did he
Dennis.
have the We Must Accelerate, or did he just pull the bridge to see it was there?
I don't think he pulled the bridge.
He moved it to the bottom of his deck.
Oh, there's the accelerator,
So
the bridge.
there's the accelerate. Yeah, I was like, I thought he.
Solid first turn for Robbie. Like,
That's great activation for Robbie. Robbie's
yeah,
gonna be at. Robbie's gonna be at 11, and if
yeah,
Dennis doesn't pull the "Don't Do That Again" shield, he'll be at 13. Like, and Dennis might not want to pull the "Don't Do That Again" shield.
yeah. Because then you might not want to pull the goldenrod shield because you definitely want to pull aim high, unless of course you're Joe Olson.
No, I mean you're gonna realistically you're gonna pull aim high. That might be the only other shield you need to pull. Like odds are Robbie will pull battle plan before.
Maybe
Robbie's more likely to satisfy battle
Ozil.
plan quickly. Um, he just flashed Shirnu, but grabbed. I think he.
Is that the? That's not the A. That's not
That's.
the under one. That's not the.
I think it's virtual Ozil.
No, it's not. So it's he has a Japanese Ozil with the errata game text on it.
Oh, okay. So
That's
it's
dedication.
it's non-V Ozil, but he wants the text there.
That's dedication,
That's
and I appreciate that.
yeah. I'm not opposed to that.
As someone who does not speak the Japanese language, that good on you, Robbie Hendon.
You mean you didn't learn how to read Japanese just so you could play foreign language Star Wars cards?
If I'm gonna no.
My understanding is actually the Japanese on those, at least in Premiere, was so bad that most Japanese people played the English cards
Yeah.
because the translations were not well done.
And I like how Robbie puts his effects out as well. He puts them around the box so that way we can actually
Well,
see.
and he also like Shield is dead. He's pulled twice with it. Now he's just going to cover it up
Yeah.
and show off the shiny arrest order, which has got the hitting the perfect little glare from the
No.
from the
Robbie
camera, just
being
to
a
like,
show
look,
off. I love
I'm
it.
playing shiny cards.
So he's got okay, that's Major Portuguese or
Yeah, I was gonna
or
say
however
that's
you say
got
his
hurt, but
name.
it's not got hurt. It's the
Yeah. There's
other guy.
Lieutenant Deirdre. I think he has the force push combo in his hand as well. Yep, he does.
So he can potentially go get the, does he have the, we must never again leave the city? He had an effect. That last card in his hand was an effect. So, huh.
Robbie
Why
made
are
me
why are we moving stuff around, Robbie? Just
to be difficult and anger
why,
you.
why are we moving stuff around? And are there two hallways somehow? What am I?
I don't know.
Can't envision Robbie played his own hallway just to
No,
tech
that is
so
kind of like
hard
another one.
against. I mean, that'd be an insane amount of tech against. We have a plan deck that I didn't
Yeah,
expect anyone else to play.
yeah. It could be just that there's an AI or something in there, like a non-legal AI.
That's possible. Or like,
Or it could be
someone
just a B
autographed
threat.
it in a
Yep.
manner we don't
I'm
want on
guessing
our
that
Twitch
this is a
stream.
deck constructed by B Fred, and knowing B Fred, that card is unreadable.
There's a chance that, yeah, it's not something we want on our Twitch and YouTube stream. So there's the We're Doomed combo to go fetch the Hujix or and Robbie's gonna throw down. Yep, Robbie's throwing down Battle Order right away. Which I don't hate. I think that's Robbie saying, look, I'm not draining this turn. I expect to be satisfying it next turn, and I'm not gonna let you drain for free.
Mm,
Although he's not draining there anyways,
yeah,
because
nobody's draining
it's
right
no
now.
icon. No one's doing anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
But
I don't know if
I
I
think Robbie was
necessarily
gonna
like that.
play it either way.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like that. I mean, why pull something like that when there's no reason to? You're giving your opponent information you didn't need to.
I figure he was likely gonna pull it anyways. Pulling it now doesn't matter. The reality is he was absolutely going to be pulling it.
Yeah,
And there's no difference between pulling it now and pulling it next turn.
that's fair.
So
No, don't do that against Shield for Robbie. So yeah, he's getting 13 for Dennis. So it looks like
he's getting
Robbie
like
is going to get
15.
13. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, he's getting 15 because of Camino.
Yeah.
So he could
Yeah.
theoretically just hard cast the Executor.
But that just
It'd
feels
be kind of
so
terrible, but
terrible. Like,
so the other side is Dennis didn't put down a Jedi, so I think Robbie might be able to just
dump.
dump to
I'm
drop
wondering.
They Must Never Again Leave the City and tempt the altar.
Yeah.
Like I gotta assume he's trying to play that, keep that in mind.
Yeah. And I like how Charlie Arlinson is saying go for the blowout, Dennis. I'm wondering what the blowout would be.
I'm not sure.
I want Charlie to
Just the quick flip and start pouring damage through as quick as you can.
I don't necessarily think that's a blowout.
Uh,
Are you saying Robbie can go for the blowout? Because
Robbie could,
Robbie
in
is
theory,
playing
yeah,
ISB.
because every character in Robbie's deck is a spy. Yeah, Robbie
Yeah.
could. Okay, yeah. Dennis is
Yeah.
the light side player there.
Robbie is playing
Oh,
ISB. Dennis is
the
playing
fix our header. It still shows Dennis playing dark side. Robbie played WAP last round, Charlie.
Yeah.
It's
That's just me being
the computer's being a little slow on some things, and that was
extremely slow.
we didn't get that corrected. Okay, that makes more sense.
It's 100% the computer's fault, not the guy who's running.
So, and looks like Dennis just threw down Don't Do That Again and Aim High. So he did decide to do Don't Do That Again, I think before Robbie activated. So Robbie's throwing, is that Tarkin's Bounty?
Best card in Star Wars.
That is Tarkin's Bounty going on Piet, so he doesn't have to use the Force Push to Search his force pile. He can go get something. I'm assuming it's going to be a they must never again leave the city unless it's something. Unless I missed something. So with Jairus, you really can't get the blowout anyways. Like Jairus is just going to cover everything. So it's hard to do that. Hard to look at it and say, hey, we'll get this blowout without that. And I think we see a 3 for we must accelerate to go grab an effect. All right, so Robbie did not have the they must never again leave this city. He had to pay 3 for it. Now, does Dennis want to put down Goldenrod and make him pay 2?
That's a good
I mean,
question.
I guess I don't see how he slows him down, Charlie. If he goes down, he tries to blow him out. He just loses Jairus, and then, yeah, if he had gotten a Vader Enforcer, that would have changed things. Without the Vader Enforcer, you just lose Jairus, and then you Ascension Guns and move Amidala and flip during deploy phase, and ISB's got the hallway, which, okay, fine. Yeah, Vader Enforcer would have made things crazy. So we've got Ozzel, Parnax, and the other ISB character whose name escapes me, sitting in hand. So Robbie theoretically can flip this turn. Like he's got 1 ISB character on table and 3 in hand. It's a where do you put the guys? Do you throw them at Hoth and flip, drain for 2 at Hoth, move Piet and Mirjik up? I don't know. There's some options here for Robbie figuring out what he wants to do. Or you're just going to move them up for right now and take the draw a few and move to Camino, which I like. And pick some up.
Sorry about that.
Nope, it's all good. We're getting caught up. So Robbie just
I like that move by Robbie.
yeah, Robbie's playing this exactly how he should. I'm a little surprised Robbie didn't pull a docking bay this turn. I wonder if the only 2 he has were
Yeah.
the Hoth one is a surprise then. It feels like if you just want a battleground docking bay, Endor is better than Hoth.
I was gonna say go with the spaceport docking bay, and then if you could put it in between the courtyard and the hallway.
Yeah. The first matchup was Robbie on WHAP and Dennis on Hoth CRV.
Yeah.
So Dennis won with Hoth Walkers by 3 in an extremely close game. If he's playing Decree non-V, he'd want the Yavin docking bay too. Like he might be, and that would be the thing. So
Yeah, that's a possibility. Not necessarily sure, but we'll find out. Like, there's so many cards. Okay, so Dennis does flip. He gets Kenobi out as well.
So it looks like Bill did just advance over Scotland Grell, and very possibly with a limited resources being used, which is something I've talked about before in a match play environment. I think should be in almost every dark side deck as a one of, because it takes those close matches and just blows you out.
So congrats to Bill on making a top 4. And again, just to reiterate, on Holo Theater this past Thursday, who picked Bill to make a top 8?
I think it was Matt.
You troll.
I mean, you could always go and watch the Holo Theater on YouTube again and see who it was who picked Bill to make a top 8. But I will confirm Dan had a solid pick there with Bill, and definitely looked a little better than my some of my picks. So
But I will say this, congrats to Scott on making another top 8. Like, anytime Scott makes a top 8, the community just smiles.
yeah, I mean, Scott is such a great guy,
Yeah.
and he does so much for the community, so much for all of us to be able to have fun, but also just Scott's a great guy. Like, if you ever get a chance to just meet and talk to Scott, like Scott is Scott could run for office right now and I'd vote for him. I don't even care what he's running for. Like, Scott's just got that, he's just that good of a person,
Yeah.
even if he is a soccer fan.
Well,
So,
he's also an Eagles fan. So we got to go a little easy on him.
I mean, I'm a Vikings fan.
Um,
So now why did he just
Dennis
play
just
Battle
pulled
Plan?
Battle Plan. Yeah. Not realizing
And
that Battle Order was out.
Robbie's like, well, maybe.
I mean, if you want to give it to me, sure.
So, and some of this, like we've seen a couple plays like this where Robbie's let his opponent, let Dennis fix a mistake. And
Yeah.
that's part of what I love about the community as a whole is like these guys are playing for a little bit of money. Like there's some money on the line for the winner here, but
A little bit.
they're really trying to play and play their best. Like you're not gonna try and lock someone up with hey, I want to unactivate one before anything's happened, or oops, I misclicked that shield. Like no one's trying to take advantage of players like that. Like the game's changed a lot over the years, and that's now really much more the way of the game is people are trying to play and have fun. Like
Yeah.
you want to play against good players. You don't want to just win because of dumb mistake like that. Robbie's organizing his cards somehow.
I think it's his
It's like
hand.
I'm going to play all 17 of these characters this turn. Does he have is that a maul in his hand or is that I think that might
Uh,
be another ISB agent. I'm wondering, basically, I'm trying to figure out if he's running Imperial Domination
that's
or
yeah.
he's throwing in a couple of maul with double bladed to
Like
keep folks honest.
I don't hate the mall at all,
No, neither do I. So,
but
and I think Robbie's just saying here, I'm going to throw all my
yeah.
guys down at the courtyard. It's a drain of 3 for me. Come get some.
It's a drain too.
Well, yeah, because he's flipped,
Yeah.
but it would be a drain of 3 because it's +1, but it also cuts Dennis's damage, cuts his drain down by 1.
Yeah.
But he is still going to get the 2 from We Have a Plan, or they will be lost and
Yeah.
confused.
That's
going to hurt.
that is gonna hurt. But again, if he just starts throwing away ISB characters, he can just start retrieving them. So
Yeah, but you're going to need that for the drain too.
yeah.
Like if he can start, if he can WHAP for 4, that's going to be
It looks like
somewhat crazy.
Robbie does flip.
Yep, Robbie flips now because Ozil is absolutely an ISB agent.
And we have
Dennis
Dennis
is double
pulling up,
checking, but I'm
and he's
gonna.
pulling up it on Comlink, which is the Android version of the Holocron app. If you're curious about a card, feel free to use your phone, access the Comlink or Holocron app on your phone and check it out. They're both really well designed applications, and
Yeah,
big props to the people who have made those.
I've been
I
using the
don't
Comlink one to look stuff up.
I kind of don't like Yularen going up in space. Okay, that's fine. Because he comes if he is running Dark Collaboration, Ozil will not allow him to get that third destination.
He's got to have other than Ozil, I think.
Yes, and he currently
So
has them as
yeah,
Callus, Deirdre, and the Major are all
yeah,
leaders. So,
yeah. And honestly, I think he's just gonna stick on those 2 locations. Like,
and that's the play. Like, okay, and I like that too. Lieutenant Poltierdom is an amazing card. Like,
yeah,
it's like
he just
I
keeps refilling his
forfeit,
hand.
huh?
And he just keeps refilling his hand. Like he's played all
Yeah.
these guys, and every guy he's playing is like, oh, activate some for us, get some cards in hand,
Yep, there's
make something
Rex being
happen.
pulled by General Kenobi.
So we did see the saber that got pulled for Kenobi was the Obi-Wan's Reflections 3, the Destiny 2 saber that
Yeah,
adds
and
one to the
that
drain.
one, it does add, but it's only on Naboo. That's the only thing.
Which is fine because you're playing on Naboo. Like honestly, that's what's going to let him get a drain through that he wouldn't have otherwise because of the ISB text, the drain -1.
But he would have to pay. That's the other issue. And looks like Dennis is going to use Walkling to pull himself Unita. That's going to allow him to get the Clash of
That
Sabers.
clash.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
like who are you going to clash? Like there's so many guys there. Like
Alice. He adds a Destiny.
yeah, I guess Callus, but you're still eating the with Evax now. There's a leader as well because I believe Evax is a leader. You're still eating the Dark Collaboration, and it's still a
Yeah.
it's still a pile of dudes. Like Dennis has
And
got to come down with multiple sabers, and you'd still like this is Dennis is still in a. Dennis has to change the math here. Dennis has got to come after him somehow.
yes, agreed.
I don't think he can just ignore him. I don't think he can just say, "Here, I'll go to the hallway," because if Robbie's got Decree Virtual, this is going to be. There's no way this ends well for Dennis. If Robbie doesn't, this is going to be real interesting. So does he pay 3 to drain for 1? So he
Um,
pings 2
being a
with
wise old person actually has said it's not wise to pay to drain for one.
yeah, that's something someone who's very elderly has probably said more than once. His paying to drain for 1 always feels bad and is usually not the right play.
Yeah, and there's the Unita to get the Clash back going onto the courtyard. Again, you got to remember though, Dennis's weapon destinies there are all +1.
Oh, and all those guys are super low defense value. Like if Dennis comes down with a saber or 2, he can potentially make short work of this.
Yeah.
He'll
Charlie
have to
doesn't.
survive the 1 turn.
Yeah, he doesn't actually need to, Charlie, being that he's flipped. He has a built-in resistance. So the drain, he does not get the drain of 3 at the courtyard because of the objective.
Yeah, he can do the drain of 2
Yeah,
without a problem. Like it's a drain of 2, it's a drain of 2,
yeah. So
and
right now,
Robbie's
again,
retrieving a dude.
but he has nothing. He has no characters in his lost pile. They're all
But
free
he
cards.
will if Dennis comes after him there.
Yeah, I actually don't think going after Dennis is or Dennis going after Robbie is the right play necessarily. I think you want to go to Bestman. You want to start setting up your drains. You want to start doing as much damage as you can. So I think if Dennis is able to get out maybe a guy to Hoth, they start draining for 2 there, draining for 2, like, and not having to pay for a battle order. I think he's in a good spot.
If Dennis has some space to get out, I think he's in a good spot. I don't know that he has the space.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I was saying, Charlie. You go down
Yeah.
like the Qui-Gon to the Hoth docking bay, like that's pretty good. Mace Windu looks like he's going to go down to the hallway. I not that's necessarily like that play.
So just trying to watch. I love how I moved to see that camera, like it's going to change my view. It's kind of trying to watch as Dennis scanned his deck. I don't know that Dennis has much space.
Yeah,
Like I didn't see anything there, and I don't know. I don't like any deck that pulls Camino and puts it out right away and then just says, "Fine, I guess you'll drain me for 2." If I,
yeah.
like that
I mean,
feels
he's probably
less
playing
good.
either one of. See, I like
And
that.
there, Dennis switches it and says, "Hey, you mind if I throw him to Hoth instead?" And
Yeah, I
Robbie
like that
says,
play.
"Yep, you can do that. That's the spot to put him there because you don't get the drain -1,
Yeah.
and you're just trying to force damage."
The only issue is if Robbie comes down with, like, say, Image of the Dark Lord, it does become just as rate of 1 again.
Yeah. And Robbie's got Image of the Dark Lord, I'm sure. Like that this is not a that this is it's ISB. It's all about damage mitigation.
Yeah.
Image of the Dark Lord's a good mitigation card. We see Robbie drop the There's No Try. So Dennis just put out Ultimatum.
This tells me that Dennis does not know what his WAP objective does.
Yeah, that's or he's worried.
And
Well, I can't imagine he's worried he's going to get flipped back because
yeah,
I don't see Dennis having a way to, or I don't see Robbie having a good way to flip him back.
yeah, I agree. Um, there's Yoda going down to the hallway. So he's taking the line of play that Charlie told him, but he
Yeah,
didn't need to.
the problem is it wasn't the right line. Like
Yeah.
as Charlie said, yeah, it's WAP. You don't need to go that line, and that's
I think Robbie's doing that to try and just do as much damage and as much damage mitigation as he can. Robbie going out to get with Imperial Command, he's going to get himself a General Veers. This could be really
oh
good. Yeah. Oh no, that's Veers. So
Panaka is not out yet.
yeah, Panaka is not out.
That's Veers. Like so, General Veers is not an ISB agent. That Veers is.
I did not realize that.
That Veers
Huh.
is an ISB agent. He is a leader for collaboration, etc.
Yeah, I couldn't tell
Like
because Japanese again.
so, but that's a solid. If he's got the Walker or he's got the Walker in deck because he can just flash to
Yeah.
go get it. That's a
And he
big
still
go
has yet to
after.
use his force push combo.
I think he
So
might be holding that for a wait till Dennis does a deck search and fails.
yeah, and with there's two sabers on the table right now, I think that is possible.
Yeah, I could definitely see that, and I think that's good. Like
Yeah,
he hasn't
I like
needed.
him playing that over the non-combo version, and we've talked about that.
Yeah, the decks that don't you aren't going to use the non-combo version to time walk out are the combo is so much better.
Yeah,
Like
and
the one lower destiny, but not having to stress out about the other stuff is just way
so
better.
notice there's a Tarkin, a force push combo, Veers.
The
Robbie, I
dark
love
time
how he
combo.
taps it there, like knowing that
Yeah,
it's an important card. And looks like okay, so Dennis
they're
does
just
have
draining.
space. He's
Dennis has
playing
some
the
space. Okay,
yeah, he's playing
the Navy.
the Navy effect.
Okay,
He
so
does
that means Robbie, like losing that means Robbie's got to take that seriously, or at least take the threat of, he can't go too light in space,
yeah.
or he's got to hold enough to be able to go after if and when Dennis puts it out. So did Robbie use the, no, Robbie just used the force put combo.
Yeah.
So as he's digging through his force pile,
He's deciding what
um,
cards to put back.
I don't love that necessarily.
I agree. Like I like the versatility of the combo because you could just hit your opponent for one force.
And I'm not sure what he was looking for.
I mean, there was Blizzard 4 in there. That doesn't really do that much right now. Um,
I
he
mean, I
could have
feel
went
like
for a
the
Walker.
I feel like the play is to Veers on Blizzard 1 with Tarkin has to be with what, one or two ISB agents.
Two.
I think I might still go Veers, Tarkin, Blizzard 1.
Okay. There's Blizzard 4.
You cancel the Battle Destiny and you go for the power blowout. Like, okay, you're losing a Destiny, he's losing a Destiny.
Choke of the
You're gonna
Wall. Okay. Yeah,
he
there it is.
shows
Blizzard
Blizzard
1.
1 to go get Veers.
We have a Japanese Veers on a Japanese Blizzard 1.
Of course.
Like, why not?
So no, I actually don't love Vader being the grab there unless he didn't have another. Like I would have maybe done another ISB agent just so you could get the max value out of Tarkin.
Yeah.
If you put Tarkin there and just I'm gonna take this site.
I think what he's going to try and do here is possibly, if he's got a command, you command, add a destiny, you play the Dark Time for the Rebellion combo so that you can't
To keep
cancel.
all yours safe. Yep.
Yeah.
And all that's what I'm saying though. All of that works if you grab a different ISB agent and put Tarkin there instead. Instead, he's putting Tarkin at the courtyard to just completely own the.
And I think that's a good line of play because one, you're getting cards back from Tarkin.
Yeah.
He's got no
So
force saved. He's
no.
got no force. So I think
So did he just pay one to battle?
I don't know what he's doing.
I'm not sure what he's doing either. He just drew some sort of destiny.
Well, he doesn't have Vandalay out or
Nope.
Imperial enforcement. So the first
Is
destiny was
that
the destiny
the
of power.
okay? So that was just a straight battle, and then so
And he
Dennis
drew a
drew a
one for
4.
battle
So
destiny.
Dennis
Yeah.
is 10 power to 8, 9, 10, 11, 17, 20, 21.
To 10.
Yeah. And I'd assume you lose Mace. Mace forfeits for where are you?
Well, so he can't lose the Blizzard 4.
Well, he could. I mean, he's just going to lose Blizzard 4 anyways if he doesn't pay the upkeep. So
Yeah.
he could have just lost Blizzard 4, but that's fine.
And okay, so Dennis plays the Hojix. He gets the mace back.
And Jed has resilience to take Mace back as well. Okay.
Yeah. I think the deploying of the Tarkin was to get some cards back into his hand.
I agree. I think the Tarkin, if you're not using him aggressively that turn, I don't think he needed to deploy him there.
Yeah.
And losing the force that would have otherwise kept Blizzard 4
out.
alive was
Because
a
now
mistake.
you run into okay, so he's got no escape in his hand. That's not bad. So if
Yeah,
Dennis
but you're
goes
going to take
down,
damage first. So,
yeah, he's taking 2. So I'm just saying if he has to lose the Veers, he can get the Veers back.
yeah. I'm not sure Dennis wants to go after Veers. Like,
It's a drain of 2.
yeah, but that feels like a tough.
You
It's a
only have
drain of
4
two, but they're much bigger power than you, which is a problem.
potentially. That's the other thing. Like
Yeah, that destiny to power can be bad. So we
there's
see
Pancake.
Panaka.
Yeah. Yeah, and he couldn't retrieve. That's another thing. But I don't think he had any ISB characters in his lost pile at this point.
I don't
He's
think he
lost a
did
lot
either.
of like he did.
No, I said I don't think he did.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like it didn't look like he has because it looks like he's running a lot of like one ofs when it comes to ISB characters, and a lot of them are on the table right now. That's the only thing. That's one of the things. Like again, I don't like what he's doing right now because he's putting way too many ISB characters onto the table.
Yeah, like, and
Yeah, and there's Mace coming down.
okay, I guess.
Like you said, this is interesting.
I mean, if you've got enough to clear, so I guess the thing he's looking for here is to draw like a 6 for Battle Destiny, because then you cost him Veers and the Walker.
Yeah. Veers is really important though. That's the
Veers
problem.
is better than Vader. If you only have one pilot on there, Veers is better than Vader, and
Yeah.
taking the shot that he can't immediately kill Veers is the right play, I think.
Yeah, and I agree. I think in all honesty, and
And the +1 drain is,
this is gonna sound kind of bad, but maybe he shouldn't have battled.
yeah. I I actually think the battle was fine if he had saved the force to keep.
Robbie loses.
I think Robbie just loses the
Yeah, oh yeah.
Veers.
I get not playing
Yeah.
the Tarkin. We all agree. Don't play the Tarkin there.
Yeah, I think that was the.
So
Yeah, if he
Qui-Gon
doesn't play Tarkin, that was
and
a
Mace stuck
better.
around. Robbie just lost Veers. Well, Veers is on top right now. Um,
And he
you
can
can
just
get
no
Veers
escape to get him
back.
back.
Yeah, you can get Veers back. That's not an issue. There's the secret plans from Robbie. So both players are currently shield busted. Bigger issue is Dennis. Robbie's doing 4 damage to Dennis's right now 6. And again, like both players are doing 4 damage that neither of them have to pay for.
Yeah.
But Robbie does, or Dennis does have to pay to drain at the Hoth docking bay.
Yeah, Dennis has to pay to drain. Robbie does not. That immediately puts Robbie in a slightly better position.
Yeah, and he's retrieving. So
Yeah, like I'm. This is still a very close game, and the
oh
reality
yeah.
is the differential was 3, so this is going to be a very close game for a little while still.
Yeah, I don't hate this.
All right, so let's see where Robbie goes with
And he just
this.
retrieves the viewers. He doesn't get him back with the no escape. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I think without if he didn't have anyone else to drop and follow up with,
Yeah.
that was what he needed to do. Um, I feel like not having anyone else to follow him up with was a mistake, though. Like, and
So
maybe it's more he couldn't afford it because he just moved the entire pile into the hallway.
yeah, and the thing is, there's no sabers there right now. So why not?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
you
that's
got
a
to do something.
really good point, Justin. Like the fact that Dennis has both Qui-Gon and Mace stuck over at Hoth, not doing anything.
I mean, they're
That's
draining for 2,
bad.
which is good.
Huh? They're training for 2, but yeah, you want them to attack.
Yeah,
Like Robbie just cut Dennis's damage down from 6 to 4. And Dennis has to pay the 3 to drain. I think he
yeah,
does, but it's more you want to attack with them to do as much damage as you can. I
yeah.
mean,
With them being there, they're not. Robbie's never going to lose more than one um, ISB agent.
okay.
All right, so he's moving
Oh,
them over, which is all right.
and he only has to pay 1. No.
Oh, all right.
Um, okay.
So,
But
you know what I would love to see happen right now?
what?
Throw a dude on the walker, trample Panaka, drop the dude off the walker, and transit him over to the executor docking bay.
Yeah.
And just
Yeah.
fine. I'm not
100%.
gonna fight your. I'm not gonna fight your
100%.
Jedi. Or you just transit the whole walker, I guess.
Yeah, 100%.
Actually, transit the whole walker, jump off, move them up to the pilot on the executor, so you can't leave them there. See, we're getting there. I'm.
Yeah, no, that is a good play. I like that idea. I mean, he's got to track around a 4 or higher to do it, but that's not too bad.
Yeah, he unitada for a clash, and then proceeded to not use it and not put himself in a position to use it.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like Robbie has
So,
had all of his characters on walkers or avoiding the sabers. And the thing is,
or in a
I,
giant pile where the clash is
yeah,
like you can't battle that pile Robbie's got.
no, unless you have a
Because
saber.
what you clash Tarkin or you clash Callus, but either way, the other guy is still problematic.
You clash Tarkin. You
Yeah,
100% clash Tarkin.
but then Callus is adding a battle destiny that you don't want to fight too. Like,
No, but you clash the Tarkin so that way he can't cancel the weapon destiny, he can't cancel the battle destiny, and you still have the
yeah,
possibility of canceling 2 destiny. So yeah, I mean that's
no,
the
I
way.
agree. What we're in agreement. So now the question is, does Robbie have a trample to make that play I suggested, and
Um
what's his destiny? As
I
there we
know he's
see,
got a trample in his deck. I
yeah,
don't
I've
necessarily
seen
know
it
if he's going.
before.
And there's a blue card for Dennis.
So Dennis is potentially Dennis pitching the 3PO, which I don't think is a terrible thing. Like he didn't get it early.
Pitches the Jedi concentration again. Not a bad play either.
Yeah.
Um,
So looks like
again, Dennis
Robbie
went
just
in.
spent a bunch. What did he spend it on?
Um,
Robbie
looks like he's just marching his way.
Isard and just
She can't
well,
pilot Walker,
because
so you can't trample.
and if Dennis moves out, he flips the objective back. So like
This is a good play by Robbie. I like what Robbie
yeah.
has the experience playing against WHAP. And
Just
I hate to say
thump.
this.
Just I'll pick up the entire pile, I'll drop the entire pile.
Doom Sacks 2024 edition.
Yeah. And now we see Walkling being placed on play, pay one to retrieve the Jedi's Con.
Yeah.
I think
Not
that's just I need to get a 5 back.
Yeah.
That way I know I've got the 5. It's not an important card.
Yeah.
I expect we'll see the clash.
You clash Tarkin. Robbie
Yep.
plays the Dark Time for the Rebellion and just drops that the dark.
And he's got the dark
collaboration
collaboration.
Yeah, he's putting a major back with Deirdre.
Yep. And so he's pitching Chirnu to the the damage. Well, this is WHAP damage first.
Yeah,
or they will be lost in confused damage.
We have a attempt to. This is going to hurt.
That could be bad. I mean, but he's got no reserve. So, like, he's not battling this turn.
No, but Robbie is.
That's fine. Robbie's got another Tarkin in hand.
Yeah, but Dennis doesn't know that.
Yeah, and Dennis is going to space, saying, I'm sick of paying for things.
Don't blame him.
And then, honestly, that would be the one reason I would have maybe held on to the Cherno is if you're going to have to go back to Bespin, you want that to be a drain of 2 as well.
Yeah.
Because now you're going to be playing Chase the
Resolute.
Chase the ship.
Yeah. Dennis with 1, 2, 5 in reserve.
5 in reserve. He's bent about 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Dennis is down to about 15 cards, and honestly, Robbie's probably about the same. Like,
but again,
both of them have a lot of cards on table.
Yeah. Yeah. We can't see his lost file, unfortunately, at all.
No.
But that's
Robbie's piles have migrated over a little bit. I think we're dealing with we can only get so much zoom to be able to see and tell what the cards are without, there's just only so much space on the table.
Robbie with a lateral damage in his hand.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's cute, but he's got to find something. Okay, so there's Rex, which is a solid.
Get a second Battle Destiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try and make things interesting.
Like, I'm not using the lateral damage from Robbie.
I think you're only using the lateral damage if Dennis sits in front of you for a turn.
Yeah, there goes a Best Shuffle and CO Bibble.
Yep.
CO Bibble, good card. Tell your friends.
CO Bibble is really good because it would allow him to just, ignore on Naboo a little bit. Like against anything other than ISB that adds 1 to the drain, like he could drop CO Bibble, move out, and just say, fine, you're not draining me there either. So I think Robbie's got to decide here. Does he do Tarkin and just go for the one huge battle right there?
I think he kind of has to.
I think that's the play.
But
he's got Jairus.
He's got Jairus. That's the issue.
Without being able to kill Jairus, you can't do that. Like, because Jairus covers all attrition and battle damage.
This is where you want the Vader.
Yeah. And I don't think he doesn't have that Vader. Like, I'm not sure if he even has that Vader in deck.
We see him lose 1 Vader, so.
Yeah, we saw him lose the Chokelord Vader, which honestly feels like a weird choice in a deck that's 25 characters who are all Destiny 2 or 3. Like you're not choking
Well,
anybody with that guy.
you got to think though, like you could put any card back with Deirdre every turn.
Yeah, I
And
guess you can
if
get
you
some definite
and the thing is,
cycling.
you're running 4 to 5 copies of Weesa's, or We Must Accelerate the Plans. So you
Yeah,
just track those fives around. You kill the little characters like Jairus or Rex or Padme or Amidala, sorry, and
yeah.
then yeah, you just say go. So
So
that's fine and cute, but he did it. He did. I don't think he did it the right way.
yeah. Like I said, I think grabbing Vader was the mistake with that
Yeah, I think
Blizzard 4.
I
I
hate
think
to say it.
he
I think you just say, okay, Mace is one of the two best characters that Dennis has, and the fact that he's all the way over at Hoth, I'm perfectly fine with.
yeah. So is he moving somebody over
No,
now?
looks like he did initiate a fight.
Yeah.
So he's getting 2 destiny. The attrition is reduced by 3
And maybe you wait on the Dark Collab
until you see what
until
happens.
you kill Jairus. Like this one, you're going to kill Jairus. You're fine with that. And he already lost his other Jairus. He's got 2 Jairus. Dennis has 2 Jairuses in
Yeah,
the deck, and the other one's
yeah.
buried. So
And I
like you
think
just go,
yep, he's
is he
swinging
gonna?
at full tier him. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, that's fine. He hit him. He's forfeit
Don't know
zero,
if he
whatever.
swung or if he shot.
Good point. He might have done. He's gonna do both.
Yeah, he's gonna do
Is he
both.
gonna? I don't think he's got 2 to clash. I think he's just got 1 to cancel the battle destiny.
Yep.
So that's the swing. He hits somebody
Yeah.
because there's no way that wasn't be battle destiny because Robbie would have drawn first. So who did we, or did he miss the shot?
Because yeah, it's a shot -2.
It's -2 to each draw. So I think so. His draw was a 5, which should have hit
Someone.
anybody there because he drew a 4 and a 5.
No, Portergras or one major adds. So he's gonna add a destiny. So he's gonna get 3 destiny. Or
Okay.
one of the two.
Which honestly isn't a big deal because Robbie's guys are all forfeit $500 million.
Cancels with
Tarkin.
Tarkin, that one.
And is he canceling it or is he drawing his
Robbie's
own?
drawing.
Yeah, Robbie started the battle, so Robbie's drawing.
Yeah.
And looks like he gets 2, and Dennis is like, fine, I'm not going to bother canceling right now because I'm just gonna lose Jairus anyways.
Yeah, but the fact that he got 2 means that Dennis is drawing 3 here.
Which is fine. Ozzel forfeits for 6, Evax forfeits for 7.
Yeah.
Like you just okay, and we see the cancel on the 1.
Yeah.
See the 4 canceled, and then yeah, it's gonna have to fix the order, but yeah.
Ooh.
So you let the 4 go, you let the 1 go, and now you're gonna
Ooh.
Tarkin cancel whatever is there.
Well, it was a 1 and a 1.
Yeah. So
He might have canceled Tarkin with one of the shots.
that may be he might have canceled the shot with Tarkin, and that's why he
Yeah.
kept his forfeit. So now we're getting some math going on, and I'm not gonna try and do the math.
Nope. Mm-mm.
It's a bunch to a bunch.
Yeah, those ISB characters used to get so many bonuses there.
I do think Robbie's ahead in power. I think you're
Yes.
going to see Jairus go away here.
Yeah, Robbie had to get Jairus, and there's Jairus going away. Lieutenant Pol Tyrdom goes away for Robbie first.
Yep, and then Robbie's going to lose one more guy, I expect.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Justin, was Robbie shot the second, canceled the second one.
Yep, that would make sense. And Lieutenant Pol is forfeit 0 from the Saber.
Yeah, and then you lose.
So he's subtracted 3 from the 6
So it's only
attrition. So he's got to
3.
lose somebody.
No, unless he canceled the swing.
Um,
Like Robbie had only lost 1 character, so
or you know what? Does Obi's Saber only make Dark Jedi forfeit 0? Is Obi's Saber? There's something funky with
it causes the ping with the saber. against Dark Jet.
No, that's the Qui-Gon.
Oh, you're right.
Obi-Wan's lightsaber is draw 2 destiny, add 1 if targeting a Dark Jedi. Target is hit and forfeits if equals 0.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
had.
so it should have been
I'm
forfeit
assu-
0.
Well, I'm assuming then that what it was he canceled the saber swing, one of them, and then took the shot.
Okay, and the saber swing, the 4 missed, and the second. So he let the shot go. The shot made him forfeit -2 or 3,
Yeah,
which
because
Tritium still forfeits
they do get
4 then.
they get more defense value with
Yeah, with Huix. So then what he canceled was the swing. It was a 4 and then a whatever with the swing. So there's Cody. So now,
he can cancel Destiny.
yep.
Just flat out
And
cancel.
the Anakin up there though, I think that says he's going to try and battle in space. And
With what? He's got no reserve deck.
but I think I think he's going to sit there, which means I think he might face that decree if Robbie didn't lose it.
Oh, the
Or not
damage.
decree, lat damage.
Yeah, if he didn't lose it, that's the thing.
Yeah.
And I don't think he lost it because it was in his hand. There's
I
an
didn't.
effect in. Oh, that's
Yeah.
those are the characters. So I don't think he lost it because he only lost characters and stuff off the top of his deck. So we'll see that in a second. And it
Yeah.
looks like Dennis is running away.
If that's the case, then yeah. And I think that's smart. I think Dennis is just,
Chase me, bro. Yeah.
yeah, well, don't walk into the lat damage. Like, and actually the lat damage plus overwhelmed would be even worse. Just,
Put
oh, I'm
everything
more than
back.
double your power. You're gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Robbie getting a count.
and I think Robbie's got to start this battle this turn. And I
Yeah,
think
and
you're going to
he
see
still
the,
and the best part is he still has the Dark Time for the Rebellion combo.
yeah,
So he plays that, draws 4 Destiny that Dennis can't do anything about.
yeah. And Dennis is sitting on that Cody like, oh, I'll be okay. And
Yeah.
that's
Like at this point,
oof.
if you're Dennis, you've got to be thinking Robbie doesn't have Dark Time for the Rebellion combo.
He hasn't played it yet, and I think Robbie's been very, very smart with being patient with that.
100%.
I'm a little surprised we don't see Robbie putting down a high destiny card just to take advantage of
I don't think he has any high Destiny.
Deidre. He's got the no escape, which is a 4. He's got the something. I think the collab and the dark time he needs. So it might be he just doesn't have enough.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, dark collab is coming down hard.
Like we might see if he's got the Destiny, we might see that entire site be cleared.
It's very possible. This is he played that very smart in waiting till Janice, figuring out a way to kill Janice first.
You mean
And
Juris?
then or Juris, yeah. Too many similar names.
Yeah.
So
No,
he did throw one
return.
down with Deidre.
Yep. Yeah,
So
Robbie's
he's just got to get a couple force. He's got to have enough to drain. The drain of 1 is nothing. So you're gonna throw down Tarl as well? Nope. He's no escaping for whatever he had just lost.
I would put tier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tiered him. And he's got at least 2 force left, so want to pick a fight at the throne room.
Just for some information, AJ, Chris Kelly.
Oh no, Tarl first, which makes even more sense. And then does
You
Tarl cancel somebody's text?
You can't. Yeah, I'm thinking you cancel
Rex probably
Rex to get the second. And there's the cancel. There's the Dark Time for the Rebellion combo.
Yep. Oh. And
cancel.
Dennis grabs that, which is important.
And there's a dark collaboration.
There's the battle. There's the dark collab to add 2 destiny. So now he's drawing
3.
4.
No, 2.
Callus. He's drawing 4.
You sure?
1 for ability, 1 for Callus, 2 for dark collab.
Yeah, I 2. So as good as I thought it was.
So,
And Dennis can't cancel them.
yeah. At this point, Dennis, I think
So
has to
Dennis
clash. I
is, I'm
think you
assuming
have
he's
to
swinging
clash out
here.
Callus. He did. He just swung at Pole and hit him.
Yeah.
I
It's
almost
just,
think you have to clash out Callus. Oh, Tarl only cancels rebels. Okay, so Tarl can't
oh,
cancel anyone.
thank you. Thank you. So he's getting a second Destiny. So that's
And
3
he's,
Destiny to 4.
yep, he had just added one with leadership. So that
Oh,
also means he's not
limiting.
taking another shot though,
Oh,
because
he
he's
might have
only got
limited.
3. Did he limit? Oh,
He might have, I would limit.
yeah,
Like after the Dark Collaboration was played, if you limit,
yeah, that's the way to do it.
and Robbie didn't grab it or anything. Like he can't grab it because he needs to
He's
move.
got to pay 1 to move. He
Yeah.
can't grab.
Oof. Well played by Dennis, if that's the
Yeah,
case. Dennis draws a 5 and a 4. I'm
so that's
assuming,
the
yep, that's
shot.
Tarkin.
Yep, so he'll hit Tarkin.
Robbie draws a 5, and Dennis yeah,
That's a
he
4.
only drew 1 Destiny.
Yeah, so he did limit him. All right, that was very smart by Dennis. Now we got to do
That's
some math though, because Robbie might still be up a
yeah. But more
chunk of power.
importantly, like that saves a bunch of characters if you're Dennis.
Yeah, if that leadership, if he didn't have that leadership, I think you're right. Robbie almost clears that site, or
Yeah.
at least enough that he has to evacuate.
Yeah. And then if you're Robbie, you're fine with that because
Yep,
it like if he evacuates, then that removes him from ultimatum.
yep.
Like the fact that Dennis did not play the clash there kind of hurt.
Is honestly, I think that's big because that means Dennis can play it now next turn. Like Dennis is Robbie's played this well, I think, but he's made some mistakes. Dennis has played very well.
Yeah, and I agree with you.
And I think Dennis just showed him that, he had the clash and was contemplating it.
Yeah,
So he's just peeling
but he's
a
keeping
few and then
Kenobi, and
losing,
he's keeping Kenobi, and he's keeping Queen Amidala,
but he lost Rex and
and Robbie didn't move.
that was a mistake.
Yeah, I think this.
Like if all Robbie
No,
did
he
there
does.
was
He does. He
retrieve
does. He
Tarkin,
does
he'd
move.
have
He
been,
does move.
I was gonna say, like that would have been huge. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, yeah. That's the one thing. Like, I think it's been a really well played game, like this match, but Dennis is playing almost flawlessly at this point.
I think he has to though, because I think without playing it basically dead perfect, I think he's
Yeah,
losing hard. So, and he looks like he's
looks
got
like
2 cards in hand. He's got a clash and he's got a kit.
so. To me, it looks like Robbie has 9 in life force. Dennis might has about 5.
I think Dennis has a little more than that because I think he has enough to deploy the kit. I think Dennis has 7 or 8.
Okay,
I
I,
think he
I
could deploy the kit. I'm just not sure he can deploy the kit, clash, and battle.
yeah,
And I don't think he can just battle and clash there. And I don't think you can just stand there.
yeah, I agree.
Like you can hit a guy, you can clash a guy, but you're still looking at 20 plus power there
Yeah.
and 2 battle destinies.
So I gotta
Or
ask
if you
Mike,
clash out Callus, it's bad.
yeah, Mike, are you watching from home? Are you watching from a hotel room? Or are you like, where are you watching right now, Mike Kessling? That's what I want to know right now.
So we do get the bill advance, the formal bill advances over Scott on the forums.
Yes, still
Um,
waiting to hear about our other game, which is
Sam versus M8 or Sam versus Hayes.
yeah,
So the 8 seed versus the 1 seed.
kind of like that.
So there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I mean he's
There's Kit Fisto.
he just throws
Save
Kit down
2.
alone, although that means he left the ship there.
New Allies
This
Presidential
presidential
Suite.
suite. From what I've heard, that might actually just be Mike's house. Like
Yeah,
Mike puts up the 17 new allies members who show up for his
I'm gonna say
annual.
this. having graced Mike Kessling with my presence at his house and been honored to be part of like a day and a night of from his
Drain of
house is like
two
so nice.
and WHAP for two.
And Mike Kessling,
Silverline.
like Mike is a gentleman and a host when it comes to that, like with his house. Like, guy is such a
We just seeing an ISB agent go to the Camino.
yeah, it looks like Moff Gideon, and I like that play.
Yep.
There's two sabers at Hoth, or no, I'm sorry, there's one saber at Hoth.
Yeah, so it's a drain of two and then a WHAP for two.
Yes.
He does control that. Walker's empty.
Yeah. That is empty walker. And I like what Robbie is doing, splitting up some of the characters to start trying to get as much damage in.
Yep. And then
And again,
retrieving an agent.
yeah, he would drain for two at the hallway, drain for two up in Camino. So that's 4 damage to essentially the 4 damage that
And
Dennis.
Dennis isn't doing much in space. Like
Yeah,
Dennis can battle in space. He can draw the Destiny +1, but I think he's still down in power. He doesn't control the throne room, but he does control the Hoth site with Panaka.
yeah,
So he gets the 2 damage from that, and he did control the throne room to flip earlier.
yeah. And there is one saber over at Hoth. It's on
Yeah. He doesn't have to control the throne room to do the 2 damage to the
It
WHAP.
was the 4 damage that Dennis did. It looks like Robbie's down to 4.
I think it's 5 actually. It's
Could
4
be.
or 5. It's very close.
Robbie's like the
And
fact
he's
that Robbie has
not
not
doing a
grabbed.
lot of damage.
No, he's not. Well, that's the thing. Like both characters aren't doing any damage. Like
Yeah.
Dennis is getting in damage from the objective and that drain of 2, whereas Robbie's getting in drains of 2 and 2.
And Robbie hasn't really gotten his space drains going because Dennis is
Yeah.
stacked in front of him. So I think we're going to see a battle at the throne room now, which would make sense.
Would it though?
Oh yeah.
If I mean, yeah, we
You
know
clash out
clash.
Callus. You hit a guy, you
You
just start
swing
grinding
in,
out
swing
guys.
first, clash out Callus. So
Yeah.
you get rid of Callus. There's the clash. Send him to the lost pile.
Yep.
Robbie still has 3 leaders, so he only
But
does
he's not doing the dark collab. He
well,
draws a
he's only
Destiny
working
that
on.
doesn't get canceled but doesn't break anyone's immunity.
Yeah. Yeah, because everybody's immune to attrition, at least 3 there.
Yeah.
Like, I think Robbie is only playing one
Collab. He lost at least one earlier.
Okay, so that would be 2. Yeah, I hate to say this, but I just don't see Robbie winning this match now.
No, I think this might be Robbie needed to clear him out of space.
Yeah.
Robbie needed.
Well, here's the thing: Robbie's about to do 6 points of damage if he moves.
If he moves, Robbie's about to do
the ship.
Yeah, I guess but he's splitting up.
Which I don't hate.
Robbie's down to now. Robbie's only doing 2 damage. I think Dennis has got this.
Yeah. And you know what? After what Dennis did yesterday, going 6-0. I mean, yes, he lost his last 2 games, but going 6-0 in this field. I know one of the games was the
Sam. And one of those games was against Sam, and I could definitely have seen a scoop there, one way or the other, as they are teammates and both Minnesota locals.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, the fact that Sam and Dennis went first and second in this event, like the new allies are just like good.
Yeah, that was an impressive.
Yeah.
So we see.
There's a drain of Camino.
So there's no force saved, which means any Battle Destiny Robbie draws goes through.
Yeah.
So if he's got
I kind of like battling against Kit. Maybe. No.
If he's got a 5 there, I love battling Kit.
Yeah.
Because he can't cancel it. Problem is I guess you battle Kit, you draw your 5, then you retrieve an ISB agent, and you're up 1.
Nope. I think that's
Are we gonna see a handshake? Did Robbie decide the math doesn't work? And that might be Yep. If he doesn't have a 5 there, that was the
Yeah. So wow, what like we said, Robbie played well, but just Dennis. Whew.
yeah. That Hoth docking bay. Like I said, if he'd had the trample, I think that was the play. I think he would have won the game. If he'd had the trample in the stack track 5,
Yeah.
that wins in the game easily. Like that 2 damage
So
from WHAP killed him.
so I'm just gonna point this out. Um, so I actually have the deck list. I'll just point this out really quick. Robbie was not playing Imperial Decree V. He was not playing Image of the Dark Lord V, and he was not playing Trample.
Yep.
And
Oh, he
I
didn't have trample at all. That's
yeah.
okay.
So, and I hate to say, I think that is what cost him the game.
Yeah. Honestly, I think any one of those cards changes this game 100%.
Yeah.
So I also honestly don't love it being the Hoth docking bay.
Yeah.
So Dennis advances. Like if you didn't have non-V decree, like Endor is a better docking bay, just could cost a lot more to move there.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. The spaceport docking bay would have been a solid one as well, just to look, you can't get my stuff. So there's I don't know. I think Robbie played very well. I think, the fact that he made it into top 8 while doing
Oh, yeah.
our tech support and everything else. And, coming in, I think he said he hasn't really played since Worlds in DC, where he also
Where
made
he
top
also
8.
made a top 8. Yeah.
So that was a really good.
And I want to say he played against Matt Scott at that, and Matt Scott made it to the finals. So that kind of bodes well for Dennis.
I mean, Dennis has played well, and I think Dennis has
Yeah.
some interesting decks.
So looking at the hallway, it does not have the V slip.
Okay, so that might have been it, is it was supposed
Yeah.
to be a V. He didn't have the
Yeah.
slip.
Yeah, I believe that is correct.
And that can happen. Yep, Dennis
That
advance,
would
Bill advance.
be,
So I think we're
yeah.
just waiting for the results of Hayes versus Sam.
Yes, and I want to
Um,
say, let's see. So really quick, just to check really quick. Hayes did win game 1 by 8.
yep,
So that was Hayes's dark side versus Sam's light side, which was the Tatooine. Hayes is playing a similar type of a deck that he's been playing for like the last year. Sam playing with his bread and butter, which of course is Quiet Mining Colony. So
yep.
no surprise there. Jeff did advance over MHT, which I know Jeff was the higher seed, but just feels like kind of like an upset.
Yeah, that definitely, Jeff, that's good for Jeff. Like MHT, I think MHT and I think Hayes had to be the favorites in the top 8,
Yes.
just based on, past play.
Yeah.
And that, Jeff getting through that right away is really good for him. So I'm going to take
And
like a 5-minute break. I think let's take a couple minutes while the last game finishes,
yes, I do agree with you. Well,
and then maybe before the next round we spoil the or we respoil for anyone who may have missed it, the February
mm,
OCS foil. But yeah, I'm gonna go grab a beverage, take a couple minutes to chill for a second here.
yeah, reconnect yourself, get a beverage. While in the meantime, I did ask Chris to get Dennis on an interview. Doesn't look like he has a headset yet. Um, so we might be able to get him on an interview. I'm not sure. So it really depends on the pairings. So being that Dennis has advanced, if Dennis is the number 2 seed, looks like Sam lost. Oh, so I know that they reseed, and yeah, Dennis advances, or Hayes and Dennis also advance. So Hayes will play against Dennis, which means that it's going to be Taco Bill, Bill Kafer against Jeff Levine. Well, yeah, yep, 100%, Chris. There's Chris Gogolin definitely showing off why he is in the Hall of Fame. He's already on it with the pairings. So new ally, yeah, new allies versus Team Five for the finals. So we're either going to see there is a potential for a complete new ally final. There's a potential for a complete Team Five finals. Like there's so many storylines. I love it. So we are going to have, it's going to be Bill versus Jeff. Jeff is going to pick the first side. Uh, oh, hey, Dennis. Hey, I didn't forget who you are this time.
Yeah, you remembered.
So let's talk about that. First of all, I want you to know that Garrett specifically requested you on the stream for your dark side deck. So we're glad to see that one in the first game. What made you decide to go with the two decks that you did?
I wanted to pivot off the combat, dark side combat, because I think it's actually a very strong deck, and I think it's good against like an open field, but I don't think it's necessarily as strong as a day two deck. You know, with the extra time and stuff, you have other decks like QMC, which are really popular,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not a good matchup for decks like that. So that's why I pivoted and I went with the Hoth CRV because we were looking at a team list that we have that does SSA and the Cloud City site, and you use mod points to pull Karita. But Team 5 yesterday was floating um, the card that cancels it. Can't think of the name of it. And has a
Okay.
third effect alternate start to cancel it right away, so you don't even get one pull with mod points. So we were like, why not just make it CRV? And yeah, so then I made like 7 to 10-ish card slot changes from a list that we had as a team. So
Okay. So, and then what again? Why WAP?
I used to play WAP a lot, like
Really?
when map, like very first version of map, um, used to roll WAP, and I was playing WAP, and there was a tournament that I finished top 8 in, and I actually beat map twice with WAP when it was normally getting destroyed. Granted, completely different version of WAP. It was more I
Hmm.
don't have to flip to win the game, and that's how I beat map. Is I would let them overcommit, and then I would just never flip. Double CO, double
Okay.
projection, stuff like that. So, and I just think WAP is decently positioned. I mean, Robbie has played phenomenal with it. I think this was his first ever loss with WAP in tournaments. I think I could be wrong on that, so don't quote me. But
So, okay, first of all, I dig the fact that you're wearing the new Ally shirt.
oh yeah,
Um, so we have an interesting set of pairings going forth. It is you versus
Hayes.
Hayes Hunter,
Yep,
and then it's going to be Jeff Levine versus Bill.
yep.
How do you feel about those matchups?
I don't know. I'm as soon as this is done being talked, I'm gonna go talk to Sam and figure out some things. And yeah,
Okay, so yeah, I'm definitely like the fact that you guys are. And then, have you talked to Bill about any like of the strategy, like if you guys make the finals together?
no, no, none
Okay,
of that has been talked. You can't talk about something until you make it. So we got to make it there first.
I like that. I like that attitude. So, uh, you went 6-0 to start yesterday. You ended up losing two of your games. I think you lost what, both of them to Sam?
Yeah, I scooped both to Sam. Yes.
Oh, you scoop. Okay, so you just scooped both of them, Sam's. Okay. That was a question that we actually had in the chat just to confirm it. But yeah, going forward, how do you feel?
Uh, Feeling pretty good. You know, had 2 grindy games there that had a lot of thinking involved, and both players, including myself, obviously I'm one of both, but made mistakes in that game. So trying to tighten things up moving forward, and just hoping for the best. Already happy placing in the top 4 of the tournament overall. So
Yeah, like I mean, don't get me wrong. There's like 36 people at this one. It's not a huge tournament, but at the same time, the field is still pretty loaded. Like, uh, I mean, you're doing well. You're playing well. You're going with what you like to play. So I mean, that's always good and it's always fun.
Right.
Is there? I know Garrett and I yesterday we both picked Sam to make the finals. I picked Sam versus MHT. So.
Yeah,
Uh,
and there goes your 2 picks.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
usually I'm usually the kiss of death, except for when it comes to like on Hollow Theater.
All right.
Um,
Well, vote for Hayes then this next game.
um, I will say this: I think you have a pretty interesting match against Hayes.
Sure.
I'm not going to say what it is. I'll leave that to your teammates, but definitely going forward, I wish you the best of luck. I'm definitely excited to see because again, like the, I like seeing new people in the finals.
Thank you.
So. Uh, does Bill know that I picked him on Hollow Theater to make the top 8?
I have no idea. He'd have to ask the man.
Well, I think could you let him know so that way I just want to be like I've been rooting for Bill on the secret, even though he's not in my fantasy team or anything. But
Yep. We'll let him know.
okay. So, but yeah, good luck, man.
Thank you.
I do wish you the best. Enjoy yourself, and then
I'm already
have some
winning.
ice cream.
I'm
Have some
already
ice cream for me
I'm
because
already
I'm missing
winning. I
this.
got this sweet Kylo foil thing. I don't know if that's too close or too far or what, but
Oh yeah, no, I've seen like
yeah.
though that Kylo is just that's money, and then I know there are people that like to play map, and that just fits so nicely in the
Yeah.
map.
All right, guys.
But good luck, man. Take
Thank you.
care, and
Thanks again
then
for streaming.
hopefully we see you in the finals.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, everybody. So I think at this point we are going to take a short break. We'll come back with our next game. Again, we are going to be streaming the Jeff Levine versus Bill Hafer game. As again, Dennis was just on the stream. So, and then we'll have the finals right after our top 4 matches. And then actually, if you are interested in watching the Dennis Reinhardt versus Hayes matchup, I believe that Justin Miyashiro is going to be highlighting that game on Sam Tashima / his interview as well. So stick around. We got more action coming to you live from the first event of 2024, the Supreme Southern Showdown.